I have to stifle a smile every time I remember the look on my retainers' faces when I informed them of my plans today.
Rebooting.
Panic-stricken, but unable to muster the courage to say anything in opposition.
Everyone can hear your voice.
Yes, this was a fine idea. Ah.
Everyone can hear your voice.
Everyone? I'm just checking if everything works okay. Still, trying to make sure that every single time I go live nothing blows up. Because you never know.
When you're high up, everyone can hear your voice.
Ah.
But yeah, hopefully everything works as it should be. Hopefully nothing is laggy or anything like that.
I've forgotten something.
Oh, hey Cloudy.
Not to worry. I'll
Hope you're doing okay.
someone to fetch it.
Just give me a second. I'm just checking that everything is fine. Nothing is on fire.
Error.
Everything looks fine on my end. Let me know, guys, if anything's wrong. Shouldn't be, but just in case. Alright, doesn't look like there's any delay or anything like that, so we should be good. But yeah, today, I probably will do something that I should have done God knows when. And that would be to finally level up my account. Considering I have over 150,000 XP. And chances are I probably should have done that ages ago. But the problem is I'm incredibly lazy and I didn't bother to do Ascension quests. Which is not a good thing, obviously, as you would expect, but it's better late than never. And the chances are, if I don't do it on stream, I probably won't do it at all. So, we might do that after I finish with, like, daily stuff. And after that, I think we might do a little bit of events. Because I should be able to unlock, like, new events after I finally level up. And we'll see how it goes from there. I might do something else while at it. But that's kind of the general plan for today. Oh, hey Ayush. Hope you're doing okay. I'm doing pretty good, Cloudy. Just was kind of browsing through... Like, I'm kind of thinking of commissioning like a live 2D model for my streams. Because... the problem is, I don't really have enough space to like set up a proper camera in my room, so it wouldn't be plausible for me. And I thought like just getting like a live 2D rig would be easier for now at least. Maybe when I like move out from my current abode, I guess you could say. Maybe I'll get like a proper camera setup, but until then I'll probably just get like, I'm not the most knowledgeable about like VTuber stuff, but I thought it would be quite fun. I was just kind of like brainstorming the entire morning about ideas, because I get paid not like too far. I should get paid in like a week or so, so I might commission someone
Taking the bait.
and like get something set up for the next 2 months, and hopefully from the beginning of next year I might like get a proper streaming everything set up and probably move to Twitch. I'm not exactly sure yet, but for now I'm just kind of like getting used to streaming more than anything, since I never done it before, obviously. I've only done like 5 live streams so far, and I think I did one test stream on Twitch, which didn't go too bad, but I was really nervous because obviously I never done it before, and that was like a proper test stream for me at least. But yeah, that was kind of what I was up to the entire day. Just kind of brainstorming ideas, because I know that like, well, at least that's what most people do. They like set up some sort of lore for their characters that they get like models for. And the problem is I'm not that creative, so I had to like kind of go into deep recesses of my mind and think about something cool. And so far, I didn't come up with anything like super extraordinary. Like my main ideas were like, I really like isekai animes, so I was thinking of like making my backstory that was like some sort of like overpowered character that just got isekai into another world and like lost all his power, and the only way to regain my power would be through the power of Cloud. So I need to get as many followers as possible in order to regain my power. And I thought that would be kind of stupid, but at the same time kind of fun. But that's kind of like the basics, I think. Because like I don't want to just make a general, like generic character. I think that wouldn't be too fun.
Animal test 6308. I see everything.
Be still.
I live in UK, but I wasn't born here. Great, I was born in Ukraine, but I lived in UK for pretty much half my life already. I've been in UK ever since I was 13, I'd say. Yeah, around that time. So I started living in UK when I was like in 9th grade. But yeah, my accent is not something describable really, because I never had an accent to begin with. Majority of how I talk is from what I like watched as a child, which would be like a lot of American movies and stuff like that. Like a lot of people say they actually have weirdly American accent, which I do get, but at the same time I never been to America to begin with, so that's a little bit strange. I mean, yeah, great. That was kind of like my entire idea for the character backstory. Because the thing is, I'm like really into power fantasy stuff. And I don't really want to have like a boring backstory either. Of like somebody just got isekai for no reason. I kind of want to make it fun, at least. Because I know that most like VTubers do like a debut stream or whatever the fuck it's called. I'm not like 100% into entire sphere yet, but I do kind of like the idea of role playing a little bit, because I don't know, it makes it more fun, I guess. And it's not like I'm not gonna be like genuine or anything, it's just I'm still gonna be me. It's just I feel like if I play a character, in a sense, I can project more of me, but in a more fun way, so it's more entertaining, I guess, to watch. But yeah, that was kind of my ideas so far. And I thought about like getting actual like proper 2D model. Like I was planning to spend quite a bit of money on it, because I don't want to like get like a cheap knockoff one. Because if I'm gonna do it, I kind of want to go all out, really. Because I think it would be more interesting that way. Because I know a lot of people start with like PNGs, which is like what I have right now. Like some sort of character
This was a fine.
that's like just like a GIF or something, and they are the like basic animation movements, or they have like fade in, fade out effect, and that's kind of I wasn't like the biggest fan of that, because like I thought it was a little bit too simple for my liking, because then you can't really project your own personality as much. I prefer the idea of like having a model that actually has emotions. Yeah, no, I meant like no actual debut as in, you know, from a group. I meant as in like the first stream type of scenario. Because like, as I said, I'm not 100% aware of all the VTuber stuff. And I'm not planning to join like actual organization because, I don't know, that just doesn't seem fun to me. Because then I wouldn't have creative freedom. I would be like forced to actually do what other people tell me to do. And I don't really like that. Because, yeah, like, they're gonna provide me with a lot of, like, clout and all the other stuff. But at the same time, you really don't have much say what's going on with, like, your channel or other social media. You kind of become more of an employee rather than actual creative talent. And I don't really like that personally, because, I don't know, like, I'm not the most creative person ever, but I think it would be more interesting if I have, like, my own ideas to play around with. Plus, I do like the idea of collabing with other people in the future. And, like, I know if you are part of a group, you really can collab with people that are, like, not good for the brand, I guess, in a sense. Like, I know there are a lot of VTubers, well, from what I saw at least, a lot of VTubers that have, like, massive organizations behind them, like Hololive or... what's the other one? Starts with Nisha Shinji? Or something like that, I don't exactly remember. But I know that those ones have like a lot of like money behind them, so sponsors are really like on edge about what they do. Otherwise, you obviously don't want to lose the brand image. And I'm not the biggest fan of that stuff, because like, personally, I enjoy the idea of making a character that is fun, but at the same time, I'm not restricted in what I'm doing. So let's say, for example, if I want to like play a game that's maybe not necessarily the most popular or like not the most people care about, you usually can't do that if you're behind like corporation. Because like obviously corporations only care about views, so they're gonna make you play like exact games that either represent your image well, or they're gonna make you play it. I kind of started thinking about character design, so like my personal idea was somebody like, I think I'll take as a base an existing character. Like, I was thinking about either Aizen from Bleach or Kaiden from Illicit, and I think I'll go from there, because I'm gonna take like the basics of a character, and I'm gonna like include the accessories, like the outfit, because I was thinking outfit-wise, probably like a suit of sorts, or like a very casual, like, if you look at my profile picture right now, like the Zhao one, I was kind of thinking of similar outfit, just without like the hood, because I was thinking of making like a fairly tall character as well, since I'm fairly tall, like I'm 6'4". The main idea was, I was thinking of making either like a half demigod type character, so have some sort of like either like dragon features, like maybe some horns or some cool stuff like that, or have like specific color eyes that's kind of like yellow or something. About hair, I thought maybe white, personally, because I think white would really like represent me well. Because I have black hair, but I think the white is more like approachable, it makes look cooler. And character-wise, I thought like personality that I would go for is probably like semi-serious, because I thought about making a character that's kind of like, when you think about isekais, right? Most of the time, characters get isekai'd into a world that they're not familiar with. So I thought about making like a character design that would be like old, like from another world type, like warrior type stuff, but in a modern like configuration. So like with modern clothes, but like the facial expressions and like the facial look, overall appearance would be like more old-fashioned in a sense. And still young, like I'm only 22, I'm not planning to make like an old character. But that was kind of like basic ideas I had so far. I still need to look into like outfits, because I'm not the most fashionable person ever, but I obviously don't want to make it ugly, because if I'm gonna pay money for it, I obviously want to make it look nice. But that was like a general idea, because I only started thinking about it today, and I haven't like had an actual brainstorming session yet, which I probably should. Because like I'm planning to, I don't know if I should actually hire like a professional artist first to make like character design first, and then go from there to actually animate the character itself, or if I should do it the other way around, which is go to an actual 2D live rigger and ask them what their opinion is about my ideas. Because I think either way would be interesting. But that was kind of like just basic ideas for now. Because I still have a little bit of time till I get like paid. So this is just for now ideas. I still have like about a week or so before I actually decide what I want to do with it. But yeah, I think that would be like the best approach for me right now. Because I'm still getting used to like the entire live stream culture. So I don't really have like confidence in going live on camera, like with my face, you know, because it's a little bit more stressful, at least for me. Like I'm not the most uncomfortable when it comes to like live stuff, but at the same time, I feel more at ease when it's like I don't actually have to put my face out there, because then I would have to worry about being more entertaining, and like I would probably not be myself as much, because like I would be worried constantly that I'm not like funny or I'm not entertaining people as myself. And that's kind of not what I want to do live streaming for, because I like live streaming for the connection with like people. I like to interact with people. I like to like have some fun while playing games, while talking about cool stuff. And that's kind of what I like about live streaming in general. Well, yeah, because like I looked at Fiverr for now, because I don't think it's wise to spend like exorbitant amount of money, because I know that like high-end models cost more than like 1.5k, but I was thinking more of like half that for now at least, just to like get my feet wet in a sense, if that makes sense. So I get like the understanding, the general gist of what to do. Because like as I said, I know that most VTubers start from Twitter. I know that they'll like get audience first there, and then start like getting into the actual live streaming part. Because I looked into it just a little bit just for my own knowledge, and I realized that most people just go on Twitter and they spend like a good few months like kind of hyping themselves up, in a sense, I guess, selling their own ideas, image, like character, and trying to make it as interesting for people before they actually go live. Well, yeah, I mean, I'm trying my best, because like, and it's not like I'm genuine when I talk to people. It's just, what if I would have been like live on camera right now, I would be more worried about entertainment, because I would get more nervous about how I look, if everything's looking right, you know, the camera angle, is everything going smoothly, nothing blowing up. But yeah, personally, I think it just would be best for me to start us. Maybe in the future, when I get like more confident, I get more like constant viewership of people who actually like interested. I think at that point, I might be more comfortable actually starting doing stuff live and showing my face and stuff like that. But personally, as I said, it's not like I'm nervous. It's just more about being at ease, because I feel most comfortable when I know that people are entertained while watching me. Because at that point, it just makes it more engaging for everyone else involved. And I think it's more fun to watch somebody who actually entertaining in a sense, I guess. But I think I just don't have an issue with like talking to people simply because I don't have issue with doing public speaking. Like I know a lot of people do VTubing because they either really nervous about like putting themselves out there and showing their actual personality, or they just don't want people like look at them, they feel more nervous in that sense. But it's not the case for me. I just feel like if I need to worry about less things, like how I look, what I wear, how I talk, I think that makes it more fun in that case. Because at that point, all I need to care about is providing good entertainment for people. So I think that's the main reason why I want to try doing VTubing.
Be still.
Like, I know VTubing is exceptionally competitive in the sense of, like, if you don't do it consistently, like if you don't have consistent live streaming schedule, people are less likely to, like, stick around because, like, there's so much variety out there. But I think it's gonna be fun, at least. I think it's gonna be a good experience, and it might prove to be quite an interesting hobby, at least. And who knows, it might become a job in the future, hopefully. Because, like, it's the same reason why I started doing YouTube. It wasn't, like, because I wanted to make it my job. Well, in a sense, I guess I did, but at the same time, I just felt like I wanted to just gain, like, a stable audience that would kind of hang out with me and, like, have fun together. Because it's much harder to find like-minded people all in real life than it is online. Oh, hey Cherry, hope you're doing okay. I'm just blabbering about how I want to become, well, want to is a strong word, but like how I'm thinking about becoming a VTuber soon. I know it sounds a little bit cringy, but I'm not doing it as in traditional sense. It's just more for entertainment purposes, since I don't really want to show my face as of right now. But yeah. Well, Prima Gems depends on like how you look at it. Personally, I think when it comes to them, like I'm not the type of person that actually spends them frivolously. I kind of save up most of the time, but I think if you're worried about like what characters to get, I wouldn't do that. I would just get whoever you think is fun. Like, don't just go after meta. Just go after characters that actually makes the game more fun for you and more entertaining. That would be my personal opinion. And I will also suggest to never spend money on Prima Gems because you don't need to. But that's kind of like my general overview in case you're interested. But yeah, great. I mean, I do get that. It's just, you know, I think the problem with like showing my face more than anything, it would be then people would have expectation of me doing it all the time, if that makes sense. Like if you show yourself once, then people gonna be expecting that you're gonna show yourself all the time. And sometimes, you know, you just don't feel like showing yourself. You don't want to like actually put in effort on how you look, especially at home when you like, for example, I play games for fun, right? And I don't want to make it a chore to play games at a certain point. Because like if I show my face, then at that point I would have people would have certain expectations of me, of how I look, how I what my energy level is, how I approach things, and I don't really want that. I feel like at that point it's just not gonna be fun, and it's just gonna be more stressful. People just gonna get more annoyed if I don't meet their expectations, and they're just gonna move on. But I feel like with VTubing, it's more like all you need to really do is just maintain a certain character, in a sense. So you just need to act in the same way, which is not the hardest thing to do. Because if you start as just a genuine person that just tries to entertain people, then people just gonna see you like that. If you start as a character that you not actually are, like if you try to be somebody that you don't actually want to be, then at that point that becomes a chore. But I would never do that. So for me personally, it just like I feel like VTubing would be more fun because people would just get more entertained by a picture on the screen rather than just my face that's probably half emotionless most of the time. Because, like, I'm not the type of person to fake emotions, so if I'm not, like, entertained or anything, I can't really fake it, in a sense. So it's very hard for me to, like, pretend to be entertained or anything. And that's the main reason why I think VTubing would be more interesting to do. But yeah, Cherry, as I said before, don't worry about Primo Gems. If you want a character, like, if you're interested in someone, I would just say try going for them, because honestly, it really doesn't matter who you go for. There's no difference whatsoever. All characters in this game are more than sufficient for you to complete anything you want. There's no single reason why you should or should not pull for someone. Because even like the worst characters could still be useful if you use them right. At least in my opinion. But yeah, that was kind of my thoughts on VTubing and why I want to start doing it. I was even thinking about making like a separate channel, because I wasn't sure if just starting halfway through, because I know a lot of VTubers just start their new like channels and make like the entire new personality in a sense, but I felt like that would be no fun. Because like I still put a little bit of effort into making, like I haven't done YouTube for that long, but I still put at least somewhat of an effort into it. I might make like a separate Twitch channel, maybe, I don't know, because like I probably won't be just streaming Genshin if I actually decide to do it full-time, like streaming, because like at that point there's just not enough content to do just Genshin, and people will get exceptionally bored. Because like I really can't understand people who like only play Genshin on streams and like do it every single day, like for years. It's just, I just don't understand how people find stuff to do, because like honestly, I thought about streaming Genshin every single day, but at the same time, I realized that, like, I'm just gonna be doing the exact same thing every single day, and it's like, it's not fun. Like, people would just get bored at certain points, because... And the way I make it fun is just by talking about stuff they actually care about and enjoy, because I think that's the only way to actually make it fun. Because if you just sit, like, stone-faced and just talk about the game every single day, day in, day out, I'm pretty sure that's the way to get insane. At least with Genshin, because, like, don't get me wrong, I love Genshin. Genshin is fun when it has stuff to do. But unfortunately, Genshin doesn't have stuff to do all the time, and that's the main problem. And, like, I had an issue of just playing Genshin for a while as well, and that's the easiest way to get a burnout. Because at that point, you just realize that if you only play one game, and if it's your entire, like, life, then you just realize how not good that game is. Because you only play it. But if you have a variety of games that you play, for example, when I was a little bit younger, when I was, like, in my teens, I used to play more games. I used to play, like, a little bit of World of Warcraft. I used to play League of Legends. Not, like, intensely, just for fun. And I used to play a lot of gacha games besides, like, just phone games. I used to play a lot of MMORPGs when I had time, obviously. Because, like, those games are very exhausting. But they used to be, like, my entire life. Because I used to play games all the time. Not so much nowadays, because I obviously have other stuff going on. I can't really Like, the one thing about adulting that I never wanted to accept, and I still don't, is that you have certain responsibilities. And whether you like it or not, you actually have to accept that you can't just play games all day long, unless it's your actual job, which the main reason why I wanted to do YouTube.
Without solid ground.
Because you have to go to work in order to eat. And that's not cool, because it's like 8 hours of your day that you actually have to do something you don't want to. And if you do that every single day, that kind of becomes soul draining. Because, like, I work like just normal desk job, but it's not that far away from my house, so I'm not like super bummed out about doing it. But I still need to go there from like 8 till almost 6 when I come back home. So it takes like 10 hours a day. And I have almost no free time because of that, because it gets dark at like 4 p.m. So I can't even go out or do much other than just play games. And it's not like I'm complaining about that, it's just, you know, when you're a child, literally the only thing you care about, well, not necessarily care about, but you need to care about, is going to school. That's literally the only thing. If you go to school, after that you really don't have anything else to do. Like, you don't have any responsibilities, well, for most at least, kids. All you need to worry about is to not upset your parents and maybe do your chores every now and again. And if you do that, that's kind of all it is. At that point, you just can do whatever. And I would spend majority of my time, like every time I would come from school, which would be like, I don't know, around 3 to 4 p.m. usually, unless I like would go hang out with my friends. I would just come back home and play games till like 11 p.m. or so. And after that I would just go to bed, and I would repeat that every single time. Sometimes I would stay up till like 3 a.m. Sometimes even I wouldn't sleep sometimes, just so I could play games. And that's not healthy, but that's what I would do, because that's how much games I would have to play, and how many interesting like events and bosses there would be to complete in games that I played. And that was the main reason why I enjoyed gaming so much, because I started playing games since I was like 6 years old. Well, that's because this account is low level, Cherry. I'm sorry about that, but I didn't really want to start playing on my other account because I pretty much just one-shot everything, and that would be boring to watch. So it would be more fun to play on this one. But yeah, as I was saying, I would just play games all day long. From as soon as I get off school, I would just like go straight home. I wouldn't even like talk to anyone. I would just straight up go home. I would spend majority of my time either like talking to my friends online, or playing games, watching anime, or reading manga. That was literally the only 4 things I ever did, and I didn't do anything else. There wasn't a single day that I would think about doing something else. And that might not sound like the most fun thing ever, and it certainly isn't, but at the same time, I just miss like the freedom of doing whatever I want. Because at that point, like, as soon as you realize that you can do what you want whenever you want, that's when you kind of become an adult. And that's a scary thing, because like, I'm only 22, and I only started realizing that now that I'm like an adult. Some people don't realize that even till they're like late 30s or even 40s, that they actually are an adult. So yeah, that's kind of a scary thing to think about. 'Cause sometimes, I mean, for majority of people, they don't want to be an adult. Like, nobody wants to wake up every single morning, go to 9 to 5, even to school. Like, I never wanted to go to school, because like, why would I? Why wouldn't I just stay at home and play video games? And another thing that bums me out personally, immensely, is that when I used to be a child, I loved getting sick. Because when you get sick, there was a point where you don't need to worry about anything. You could have just stayed at home and do nothing. But as soon as you're an adult, the time you get sick is the worst time ever. Because then it kind of impacts your entire life. And you can't do what you actually want to do because you're sick. That's scary stuff to think about. Because, like, I would fake illnesses to my mother, my poor mother. I love her to death, but, like, the amount of stuff that I made her go through just because I didn't want to go to school. Because I would specifically fake illnesses just so I don't need to go to school. And at a certain point, my parents obviously catch on to that, and they realized I was doing that. Because, like, my school attendance was so bad. I used to not have, like, I don't know if you guys have the same thing, or if you had it when you were in school. But sometimes there would be, like, a performance reports. And every time, like, the semester would end, there would be, like, a parents' meeting. And the teachers would show the performance report. And talk about, like, attendance, the grades, how the children doing in school, and stuff like that. And every time my parents would come, they would be like, my teachers would be, oh yeah, your son is doing really well, like he has pretty good grades. But the problem is, his attendance is only about 40%, and I'm not exactly sure why. And I was like, my parents didn't know what to say to them, because like they understood why it was that way. Because like, I never liked school, and my parents realized that. So they would always tell my teachers, oh, it's because he has a very weak health. He gets ill very often, unfortunately. And I was like, yes indeed, mother. Yes indeed, I have a very weak health. Because like my parents wouldn't obviously want to out me out. But my parents knew what was going on. They just never told me that they knew. But I did realize that at some points. And it just kind of was like, I mean, I wasn't the best son ever, but I still tried my best to at least not cause trouble. Because, like, some kids, in my school at least, they would skip classes just straight up, without even telling the teachers. They would just, like, go out and just don't come back for the rest of the day. And I was like, damn, wish I could do that. Because if I did that, I would get my ass beat by my parents. Because, like, I never skipped classes if I went to school. Because, like, at that point, I didn't have an excuse to do it. But if I didn't go to school, obviously I had an excuse because I didn't go there. So, that's kind of something to think about. Because, like, personally, I don't plan to be a father. Like, at all, ever. But I sympathize with, like, those parents that have kids like me, that just have so much trouble to go through just to raise them. Because if you are still in school, you probably don't realize that. But as soon as you quit school and like find either go to uni or college or whatever else you want to do, you'll realize that kids are fucking weird. Like, a lot of children have the weirdest things that they're either interested in or want to do. And as parents, you kind of need to either support your kids. Because, like, when I was younger, I straight up told my parents that I never want to work, like, desk jobs. And I said that I want to work online. I want to just, like, work from home. And my poor parents were like, oh, okay, maybe you should at least consider going to university. And I was like, no, I don't want to. I just want to work from home. I don't want to do anything else. I never want to see a desk job in my life. And my parents were so supportive that they were like, oh, okay, well, maybe you should think about at least getting a part-time job at some point. And I was like, no, I don't want to. I don't want to have any real job whatsoever. And I never did until I was like, until recently, actually, because like I was working from home for about 2 to 3 years after I finished college. I never went to uni because I was like, I don't really want to. It's pretty much a waste of time. And I never really want to go through like university because it would just bring me pain and anguish for like 5 years of my life, and I don't want to go through that. So I decided, like, I'm just gonna start working from home, and I'm just gonna do my own thing. But then I was like, I kind of need a little bit more money, because I was working just part-time. So I decided, you know what, fine, I'll get a desk job, but it's gonna be like the closest one I can find. And I've been doing that for the past like almost 2 months, and it was fine, because like, it's not too annoying to do. But I obviously won't do that forever. And that's kind of what I started thinking as, because as soon as you think about that you do something for all your life, that's when it's become tedious. And as soon, even if you don't have that mindset, it just becomes something for you to do for now. But as I said, as a child, I was a massive troublemaker.
Illusion shattered.
My parents were exceptionally worried about me for majority of my childhood and teenage years. I still probably am. I mean, I don't think I changed that much. The only thing I think I changed is that I grew up a little bit. But not enough to, like, change my entire personality. For the best, I guess, maybe? Because, like, at least I don't feel dead inside.
There is no escape.
Which a lot of adults do, unfortunately. That's one thing, I guess, to say that it didn't fail me. Because, like, a lot of time, any adults you talk to, they would say to you that you grew out of it. Like, if you do something that's a little bit silly, or, you know, you have, like, dreams that maybe not very achievable in other people's eyes, they would be like, oh, you grew out of it. But sometimes you just don't. And in most cases, for the better, honestly, because I'm the firm believer, like, if you have a dream, it's better to pursue it rather than feeling dead inside for the rest of your life. No worries. I mean, I don't know Spanish per se, what do you mean? But if it makes you more comfortable, you can do that. Like, I speak 3 languages, but none of them is unfortunately Spanish, so... The only thing that I realized from your sentence was something about Yaimika, which I presume you tried to pull for her and it didn't go too well, which, if it is the case, then I'm sorry to hear that. Because I did get Yaimika and Jean, which I assume you just lost 50-50. And that's not something you want to see. But look at it in a positive light. At least you have a guarantee. Like, I know it's not the good, positive thing to find, but at least next time you'll get somebody for guarantee.
Ayaka was always scared of thunder as a child.
Yeah, I do know Russian. As I said, I was born in Ukraine when I was a child.
After that, she would start focusing.
I mean, I can speak Russian if you want me to, but I'm a little bit embarrassed when I speak Russian, because I usually only speak Russian to my mother, and I get a little bit shy when I speak Russian. So, I'll do it if you want me to, but I'm just gonna be a little bit more shy about it. Because, like, I usually just speak English in my house, and, like, online for the most part. I rarely speak Russian. But at the same time, like, as I said, if you want me to, I can try doing it. It just won't be perfect, because, like, Russian is not my like home language. I do know it is just not like on a. Well, I guess I'm fluent, but like not fluent enough to like know everything. Does that make sense? But yeah, I learned Russian from my mother, so that's the only reason why I know it. Well, Cherry, look at it from a positive perspective. If you lose a 50-50, as I said, it means you don't lose another one next time. I know, as I said, it's not the best way of looking at things, but you can win them all. Because, unfortunately, like when you think about it, there's 5 characters that are not a featured character. So, it's not really 50-50, it's more like 70-30, really. Because if you take it as a, I don't want to be like a math nerd for a second, but like I'll explain to you this way. There's a probability of getting a 5-stack character, which is like, let's say it's 0.5%. I know it's like 0.06, but let's just use 0.5% as an example. And there's 6 characters in total, 7 actually. Now that Tanari is there. So, the featured character has a 50% chance of getting. But, that 50% chance is only 1 character. And the other 50% chance is 6 characters. So, even though the mass might be 50-50, but if you take it from a character perspective, as I said, it's more like 70-30 because the chances of getting non-featured is much, much higher since there's more of them. So, winning 50-50 every single time is not plausible, unless you have like a godly luck, which most people don't, unfortunately. So, it's less likely to win all of them. It's not impossible, like it's definitely doable if you are, like, really lucky. I was about to say really knowledgeable, but like knowledge has nothing to do with it, really. It's mostly luck. But yeah, I never got personally like super lucky on pools. My most lucky pools were like I would get somebody like really early. Like I think I got Jean Lee once on only like 0 pity, like with 110 pull, and I think that was my personal luckiest moment. I don't think I have any more lucky like experiences than that. Now that I think about it, because I'm pretty sure, like, most of my... I never got, like, I know some people have that luck of, like, having multiple 5-star characters in one 10 pull. I never had that. I never even had, like, more than, I don't know, like 3 characters in one pull. 10 pull. Like, I know some people get, like, 5 different 4 stars as well, sometimes. I never had that. As I said, the most luckiest one was, like, early pity, like, winning 50-50. That's as far as my luck goes. But yeah, I saw some people, like, pulling 5 different 5 stars in one 10 pull, and I was like, alright. That's probably, like, the luck accumulation of 100 years in one pull. But yeah. Usually my luck in games is fairly good. Like, I never had, like, a game in which my luck was so bad that I was, like, cursed or something. Like, I never had that, but my luck is usually teetering between, like, normal and good. I never had, like, insane luck, and I never had, like, terrible. Oh, sorry to hear that, what do you mean? Like, that sucks, honestly. I mean, unless you wanted Jean at some point, maybe. Like, I personally not the biggest fan of Jean, but I know she's not, like, horrible. Like, she's okay, as a healer at least. So, maybe she's good. Like, I don't know. I never played as Jean, so I personally wouldn't know. But she might be okay. Like, I know she was... Oh, I see. Well, yeah. No, I mean, like, just to look at the perspective from positive at least. I do understand that you obviously don't want to lose 50-50 ever. It's not a good thing. I do get that, but as I said, you can win them all, really. It sucks when you don't, but... just don't let it get to you. Like, try to think about it in a sense of, at least now, you don't have to worry about losing 50-50 again. Because, like, there might be, like, other characters that you really like in the future, and at least then, you're guaranteed to get them. Like, I don't know if you are free-to-play or not. Oh, you didn't even get Layla? Oh, that sucks. Did you do a lot of pulls? Because, like, if you did a lot, then it sucks. Because, like, I thought you maybe at least go Layla. I was about to say, like, at least you maybe go Layla. But if you didn't get even her, that's pretty weird. I mean, I had similar experience once. I was pulling for... who was I pulling for? I think it was Kazuha. And I was aiming for Bennett. It was like the first run of Kazuha. And I was aiming for Bennett. And I did about... I think I go about 80 pulls deep. And I didn't get a single Bennett. And I lost my 50-50 to Chi-Chi. And I was like, well, it's time to quit, obviously. Since Genshin Impact clearly doesn't want me here. I didn't, but that was kind of how I felt. So I do, like, relate to an extent, I'd say. At full pity, I mean, maybe that's not, like, the worst, I guess. Well, at least you didn't go to, like, 80. Because, like, if you did go to 80, that would have been pretty bad. But if you go to, like, early pity, at least, as I said, you don't need to worry about not winning 50-50 again. Because, like, losing 50-50 if you don't have pity build up, it's not the worst thing ever. Like, it still sucks, don't get me wrong, I do get that, it's just... like, there could be worse things, you know? Unless you actually spend money, because if you spend money and you lose 50-50, then that sucks even more. But if you are free to play, like, it's probably not too bad. Because, like, at least you won early 10 pull. I'm thinking of myself of going, like, for Layla. Because, I kind of feel like getting her, just so I can play around with her, since I don't really know if she's good. Like, I did a test run of her, and she seemed fun, but I don't really know if she's fun enough to actually get. Because, like, I usually just get characters that I think are interesting.
Be still.
And Layla feels like a kind of weird hybrid between Diona and Ganyu. If that makes sense. Because, like, her ult is pretty much like mini Ganyu. And her shield is pretty much like Diona's. Except she has, like, a passive skill that just deals damage all the time. And I do like the fact about her that... I do like the fact around, about her that both her elemental skill and elemental burst have 0 cooldown. Like, that's really rare, especially for the 4-star character, because usually it's one or the other. Like, sometimes certain characters get, like, 0 cooldown, or even longer duration than their cooldown, like Ganyu has for the elemental burst. But usually elemental skill on cooldown is very, very rare. Like, it's not the usual thing. I think the only characters that have that, now that I think about it, It might be only... Maybe Kokomi? Does Kokomi have her E on like full cooldown? Oh no, it's not. 'Cause I thought maybe she did. But yeah, I can't really think of anyone else that has like the elemental skill on cooldown. Yeah, I can think of one off the top of my head, really. Because, like, I was pretty sure that there's some other ones that did have that. Maybe Mona's one, because Mona's one is actually pretty long. Like, it lasts for a large amount of time. But other than that, I don't really think there's anyone else, unless I'm forgetting someone. Oh, Zhongli. Zhongli has one. I forgot about Zhongli. But yeah, Zhongli's E lasts, like, ages. Like, if it has a... It's 4 cooldown, 4 seconds, which is nothing. Like, his pillar lasts at least, like, I don't know, 15 seconds. And shield is 20, so he doesn't really care. But yeah, it's very rare to have both. And especially the fact that she does damage, like, she's really good for, like, shielding. And the fact that it scales from HP is even better. Because if it scales from HP, then you can just build her as a tank. Because if she wasn't scaled from HP, if she was scaled from attack, I don't think she would be as valuable, because at that point her shield just wouldn't be that interesting. But the fact that she does damage from her HP, and the fact that she has shield that scales from HP as well, is pretty valuable. At least for a majority of people who like don't have Zhongli and don't really play around with Diona or any other shielders. Because like she is what I was hoping Toma would be, but he was a massive disappointment, unfortunately. Because, like, I remember when Toma came out, I thought that he would be, like, one of the greatest characters ever. And he proved to be one of the least, unfortunately.
Inazuma shines eternal. This might hurt a little. Sharing my knowledge. Grow. Just once more.
The only positive thing that actually is about Layla that I didn't think about is that the quality of 4 stars nowadays is actually improving rapidly. Because back in the day, 4 stars used to be very underwhelming. Like, you obviously had characters like Shincho and Bennett. But for the most part, the other characters were exceptionally underwhelming. Like, there weren't any, like, super good characters other than those two. Like, Zhongli, I guess, if you care about DPS, and that was kind of it. Like, there wasn't really any other ones. Like, the only other one really strong character that we got besides those on the release, like, obviously these, like, Official, Bennett, Shincho, and Zhongli, and even Sucra's really, like, all of those were really good. Like, the only other one that was, like, really good was Diona. But other than that, like, for a really long time, there wasn't really any 4-star character that was, like, super good. And I think it started to change right after, like, Hazel. Because, like, Hazel is good, Dory is good, Collie is decent, Camden's decent, and Layla is really good. So I'm glad that, like, 4 stars actually get some love, because, like, 5 stars obviously will be good at any time. Like, it's very rare for 5-star to be, like, underwhelming completely, that to the point that nobody plays them. But for 4 stars, it's actually much more competitive, because, like, they need to compete with characters like Bennett and Shincho, and, like, it's just not very viable to make characters like that all the time. But at least Hoiverse does some interesting mechanics nowadays. They're at least somewhat fun. Like, they're not the funnest thing ever, but at least they're not boring. Because, like, Layla doesn't have anything, like, super new about her. except the fact that she does damage from like her shield. But she has mechanics that are interesting, and she has mechanics that are not boring to play around with, and I do like that. I think that at least nowadays you don't really have to be concerned about getting like 5-star characters to beat certain mechanics, like Spiral Abyss. Because like when Corrosion came out, you kind of had to have Kokomi or Jean to really like avoid it. Because like the only other really good healer was Bennett and maybe Diona, but Diona was less like viable if you didn't have her like at high constellation. And I haven't played around when Corrosion was like a thing for at least for a while. Like I played a little bit when Corrosion was a thing, but I never played it like fully. Because I never found that mechanic interesting. It was more annoying than anything, and I never had like healers build. Because why would I have healers in Genshin? Like it's very hard to die if you play Genshin. Because I would usually just build shielders and just call it a day, really. I would never go out of my way to build healers, except... Well, I guess Shincho is not really a healer, like he does heal, but I did have him just because he was fun. He was more of a damage dealer to me, really, than healer. And I never built Bennett, really, either, until recently. Because... I don't know. I was just skeptical about Bennett for the longest time, because, like, I know he's good, and I know he is exceptionally valuable, but I was always skeptical about how valuable he is. And, like, after playing with him, I obviously can tell that he's good. But the problem with having, like, just playing with exceptionally good characters is that you just get too attached to them. And if you swap to somebody else, you kind of start missing them too much. Which, the problem I had with Zhongli, because as soon as I played with Zhongli, I never wanted to not have him in my team. Like, if I didn't have Zhongli in my team, I felt like something was missing. And that's not a good thing, because if you get attached to a character to the point where you can't play without them, it kind of becomes more of a hindrance rather than being helpful, really. So that might tell you why I didn't play too much when Corrosion came out, because it nerfed my boy Zhongli too much, and I was not happy about it. Oh yeah, by the way, in case you guys wondering what I'm doing, I'm just trying to hunt those like hilichurls that gives you XP. Just for commission. Because I already started it, and I might as well finish it. But yeah, other than that, I don't really have like super strong opinions about characters when it comes to Genshin. Like, I usually just play with whoever I find more fun than anything. I'm not like a meta chaser. I never cared about meta to begin with. The most I do when it comes to meta is just find which characters are like are super strong, just so I'm aware that they exist, in case I do decide to build them at some point. But other than that, I never like look at guides or anything like that, because I just don't find them that needed. Since I just build my characters like how I feel about them. Because for example, I never built Zhongli as a like pure shield character. I built him like a kind of sub DPS slash shielder. Just because I felt like his meatball does a lot of damage, so I felt, you know what, I don't really want him just as a shielder. I actually want him to do some damage as well. And there's nothing wrong with like looking at guides or anything like that. I just feel like if I just build characters other people telling me to, it would be less fun for me to play them. Because like one of the most fun things in Genshin for me personally is just figure out how I want to build characters that I play as. So I don't usually like just go for the best artifacts. I would just like select a few artifact sets that I either like or at least tolerate, and I would just try them out, test it if I enjoy them or not, and then decide which one I want to build. And that's kind of how I approach a lot of things in Genshin, really.
Let's light it up.
Be still.
Alright, we're done with that. That wasn't too bad, at least. Could have been worth, really. Sorry, got my words jumbled a little bit there. Been a long day. I hope you guys have a good weekend, by the way, I didn't say that. I hope it's not too stressful for you. I know that sometimes people are really busy on weekends. So I'm glad you came to hang out with me. Just chill around and have some fun. I probably should cook some stuff for like weekly commissions. That might be fun. I'm not usually the type of person that actually cares about food. Like, I don't know if I'm the only one, but I never really use it. Like, the only food that I use is like these sweet madames or the other one, which is Samina Zuman dish. I forgot which exact same effects. But I think instead of fowl, you make it with meat. I just forgot which one it was. But yeah, that's the only one I use, and the only reason why I do use it if I'm doing like weekly bosses by myself, and I get hit sometimes. But yeah, that's the only reason why. Otherwise, I never do it. Oh, I also do it for like weekly commissions, but that's kind of given. I do like the idea of like actually having like this little mini games of like cooking perfectly. That's kind of satisfying. But I kind of wish cooking was more like involved, really, in Genshin. Like you would actually have to like use elements or something to cook it, rather than just clicking. But it's still pretty cool, I guess. I sometimes even unintentionally mess these dishes up, because I just stop paying attention after a while, and I don't think that's a good thing, because like I get just so uninterested that I just kind of zone out and just do it automatically. Finally. But I guess it does have some benefit of actually cooking these dishes, this stuff. I can't pronounce the word dishes. I don't know why, but it just jumbles my tongue too much.
Unable to muster the courage to say.
But the only reason why I would actually cook it is for this stuff, like for achievements. Other than that, I don't see a single reason why I would do that. Because it's not even that interesting.
Yes.
Add Astra.
I'm kind of tempted. I don't know if I should sin or not. Because like all of these Prima gems are free to play as well. Like I didn't spend a single dime yet on this account except for one battle pass and the Welkin Moon. So actually now that I think about it, maybe like 2k from this is not free to play, but like about 10 is free. So I'm just wondering if I should pull for like EI or something and just try to get Layla, at least C1. But at the same time, I don't really want or need the Ayamiko. So it's a struggle between choosing whether to keep my integrity and go for actually somebody I need or want, or cave in to public opinion and pull for Layla since she's really good, and a lot of people say that she's a new banner. So I can choose. I might do like a poll at some point and just figure out what people think, whether I should do it or not. Because I think that would be fun. Because like my own opinion doesn't really matter, since I'm doing this account for you guys, not for me. But as I say, I think it might be fun. And I might do it. Actually, let me know, guys. Do you want to do some like Sumeru stuff? Because I can just log in onto the other account and we can start doing more Sumeru questing, if that's something you want to do. Oh, hey, dog. It's been a while. Well, I mean, I saw you yesterday, but I guess been a while in terms of time. You didn't miss much. I was just doing like my daily commissions and I was just talking about some other stuff.
When you're high up,
But yeah, I was just kind of contemplating whether I should start leveling this account up in Ascension or just go and do some Sumeru questing on the other one. Because either way, I think it would be interesting. Because I don't really feel like doing this for the next hour or so. But I probably should, because this account has too much experience. And at some point it's just gonna become ridiculous if they hold it and don't do anything with it.
haven't you heard? There's a strange wanderer near Wolfen.
I guess I'll log in onto the other account and just do a little bit of Summon Quest while talking to you guys. I think that would be fun. Because I don't really feel like playing too much on this account today. I might start doing it tomorrow. Just give me a second, I'll log in onto the other one. Alright, I'm back. Let's see, I guess I'll continue doing a little bit of Sumeru quest. Just for here, because I still didn't explore it that much. It might be fun. I don't really feel like doing like side commissions right now. Since I'm a little bit tired, so I don't really feel like putting too much effort into playing right now. I think that would be ideal mindset to start doing more story quests right now. And see how it goes. Oh yeah, by the way, about yesterday's achievements hunt. I completed most of it. I think I only have like Melt 1 to do, which I'll do at some point. I did a few off camera as well, just so it wasn't as tedious. But I only did like simple ones, like the one where you need to freeze your opponents for like more than 10 seconds or whatever. And I did the other one where you need to like infuse 4 different elements into swirl. Like that one's pretty easy to do as well. Alright. But yes, I did only a little bit of Sumeru really. Like, this was as far as I go.
There's a new bulletin board here, and it has pictures of fungi on it.
Oh right, I didn't do these quests yet. Which I might do at some point, because like, I probably should. Because I just couldn't be bothered with completing, but you do get crown from this one, so I do want to do it. Just maybe later. I kind of want to do a little bit more of main story quest. Let's see how it goes.
Sumeru City! We finally made it!
Paimon, we've been here for like at least a day already. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, did you see that? When those people entered the city, something on their heads lit up.
That's microchips. Elon Musk already been here. That's unfortunate.
One moment, please, you two. It appears this is your first time visiting Sumeru City.
Oh, yeah, that's right. But how did you know that?
Paimon, you literally said that like 2 seconds ago. What do you mean?
Because there's currently no information on either of you in the Akasha. But no need to worry, that won't prevent you from entering the city. In fact, the Academia conveniently provides each traveler to Sumeru City with a device.
That's how they get you. They get you with like sweet talking, and then they implant microchip in you, and then they control you from behind the scenes. Paimon, don't fall for it, come on. I know you're simple-minded, but not even you are that simple-minded.
Perhaps you two have heard of the Akasha before. It's our beloved Greater Lord Rukkhadevata's lasting legacy, a treasure trove of collected knowledge.
Never heard of it.
After centuries of tireless research on the Akasha, the Academia created one of its most ingenious inventions, the Akasha Terminal.
You might as well just talking gibberish right now. I don't understand it.
As long as you are within Sumeru's borders, you may use an Akasha Terminal to connect directly to the Akasha and access any knowledge you need.
That's the first step. That's like a microchip already implanted inside your brain. That's how they get you. They start talking about like infinite knowledge, and then the next thing you know, you wake up half naked in a bathtub with without your organs. That's how they get you. I'm pretty sure Daughter is like behind the scene, like scheming of how to brainwash half of Teyat by using this microchip. Unbelievable.
I should mention that due to technical limitations, the operation of Akasha terminals will be much smoother and more effective in large cities such as Sumeru City and Port Ormos.
Well, obviously because there's more targets to control. Just say it how it is, Pana, if that's your real name.
Oh, so this is the thing that Tainari was telling us about. It sounds pretty amazing.
You two are quite fortunate. Until recently, it was standard practice to only issue Akasha terminals to outlanders who spent an extended amount of time in Sumeru. However, this policy was recently changed, and now all travelers are issued one upon arrival. Here are your Akasha terminals. Please handle them with care.
That's the face of somebody that doesn't understand what they just said.
Like a leaf.
Paimon, how dare you interrupt me?
To activate it, simply hold it in your hand and say the following phrase to yourself. May the mighty God bless us with their voice of wisdom.
Paimon, I think we're about to join a cult. Like, I have a sneaking suspicion that we're about to, like, get our white robes on and just start singing in a circle while bowing to some guy. And I don't like that feeling.
Oh, since this little doodad lets you access knowledge, maybe we can use it to find a way to meet Lesser Lord Kusanali. Let's give it a try.
Paimon, I don't understand why you're so happy about being brainwashed. I'm pretty sure you already are, but like, come on. Claire, you shouldn't be jealous of my adventure rank. If anything, it's a shame upon anyone with at least a little bit of dignity. Because clearly I don't have any, since I'm not even in the slightest bit embarrassed about being R25 for almost a year, really. It just shows how much of a lack of shame I have, if anything. So don't be like me. Actually level up and don't be lazy. Because otherwise, it's not a good look.
May the mighty God bless us with their voice of wisdom. Whoa! Just now, something clicked, and Paimon suddenly knew how to use this thing. It seems all we need to do is concentrate on what we want to know, and bam! You get it. Oh, that'll come in real handy.
Well, actually more than a year. This account I started back in, I want to say August of last year. So, I'd say, yeah, about a year I've been on Adventure Rank 25 here. So as I said, nothing to be really jealous about. Now, that doesn't mean I played for a year on this account. I just meant as in I stayed at Adventure Rank 25 for almost a year. Playtime wise, I probably didn't even play a month on this account, if anything. But I had it for more than a year, so if that makes sense.
Exactly. That is the power of the Akasha. And with that, let me officially welcome you both to Sumeru City. May the wisdom of the Dendro Archon always be your guide.
Unless you're talking about this particular account, in which case it's been Adventure Rank 25 since February. So for about... No, actually, it haven't been Adventure Rank 55 from February. It's been that since May, probably? But I didn't play on it for a while, so... Yeah, but like, the thing is, I played on multiple accounts on and off, if that makes sense. And like, this account is my old one, which I don't play on anymore. I just kind of log in to do story and stuff, just to see what it is. But I mean, you don't really need to stress out about Adventure Rank. It's not really that important. All it really is used for is just doing events. But after you get like Adventure Rank 45 or something, that's all you really kind of need because that's the point where you start farming artifacts. And after that, adventure rank kind of loses all its meaning, because there's nothing else that you can unlock. Like, most people just stop at adventure rank 50 anyway, because that's when you unlock like the highest level of weekly boss. And from there, all it is, it just makes like enemies a little bit harder to kill. But that's not something you should worry about. Just enjoy the story and try not to like just speed run the entire thing, because then you'll run out of stuff to do pretty quickly. So just enjoy the story and try to have fun more than anything, because people forget that like Genshin is almost a game. It's not really a job, so you don't need to stress out about it too much.
Okay, now that we're in, we can check the Akasha about Lesser Lord Kusanali. Let Paimon try. 500 years ago, the sages found a newly born deity from within some scorched ruins. The deity now resides in the sanctuary of Suristana. Seems pretty similar to what Kali was telling us. Okay, next, let's concentrate on asking how to meet her. Paimon doesn't sense anything.
Oh, no worries, Claire. I mean, as I said, just
The Akasha didn't
have fun.
answer Paimon's question.
And if you have any questions, like feel free to ask me. I'm not the most knowledgeable person ever, but I'll try my best to help if I can.
Oh, come on! Ugh. Focusing on this question feels like when you have something you're trying to remember and it's on the tip of your tongue, but you just can't think of it.
Paimon, that's called early stages of dementia, and I don't think that's a good thing. We probably should get you checked out.
Ugh, Paimon's brain is exhausted.
What is it? Where is the note? Paimon, where is the note?
Oh, smart idea. But what are you going to ask it?
I'm pretty sure I know already, but how to get the most amount of Primo Gems? That's what I'm gonna ask you, Paimon. What's the easiest way? I'm pretty sure that tree's gonna tell me. Otherwise, what's the point? What else am I gonna ask her? Like, where's my sister? That question is stupid. Why would I do that? Unbelievable. You should be ashamed for thinking I would ask that, Paimon, really. That's not the answers I wanted to know, but okay.
You too? Well, glad it's not just Paimon.
No, Paimon, it's just you. I'm just pretending.
Huh. Could it be because we're Outlanders and we've only just arrived in Sumeru? You know, maybe we're not qualified to receive an answer to this sort of question or something.
Paimon, what do you mean? I'm the protagonist. Obviously, I'm qualified to receive the answer for the question. Who else is gonna be more qualified than me? Unbelievable, Paimon.
Uh-oh. Paimon's getting all teary-eyed all of a sudden. It feels like the people of Sumeru really missed their Archon.
I'm pretty sure I like have her in my party right now. What do you mean? She's probably fine.
Well, seems no matter which way we try, we can't find anything that'll lead us to Lesser Lord Kusanali. Guess our only choice now is to try meeting with the researcher that Tainari recommended.
Solid plan.
He's from Sumeru and even has a position in the Academia. Maybe he'll be able to access more info from the Akasha.
Sounds like a solid plan to me.
Tainari wrote an address on the letter's envelope. Oh, it's not far from the city's gate. Hello, are you Rohawi?
Yes, that's me. Can I help you?
Yes, indeed, you can.
Great! You see, Tainari sent us here, and
What? Tainari?
Yes, yes. Can you finish the thought first?
Please, there's no need to say anything, really. Sure, I admit that the article I published last month wasn't my best work, and maybe the data didn't produce the most convincing results, but...
Here, this is a letter from Tainari.
Oh, let me see. Oh, ooh, what a relief. You two nearly scared the life out of me. So, it seems even Tainari acknowledges my...
sorry.
ability
Didn't mean to do
for
that.
procuring information. So, what is it you two would like to know?
We want to meet with Lesser Lord Kusanali. Do you know a way we can do that?
You mean you want to meet the Dendro Archon herself? This isn't exactly my area of expertise, but let me see what I can find in the Akasha.
Well, from what I know, kids like toys, so if we go to like Toys R Us and just get like a few toys, she probably will show up. That would be my best guess.
Sorry, the Akasha didn't respond to my query.
What? You too? But what about your abilities for getting information and all that? Paimon was sure you'd be able to access more info than we did.
Well, that's where you get wrong, Paimon. Obviously, brainwashing doesn't work on everyone equally. Sometimes you get brainwashed more than others.
Well, as I said, this isn't my area of expertise. I am but a lowly researcher, so the Akasha doesn't see a need for me to know more about the Dendro Archon. All I know is that ever since Lesser Lord Kusanali returned to Sumeru, she's never left the Sanctuary of Sorasthana or made a public appearance.
That's a classic need right there. Never leaves the room. Can relate, can relate.
Huh. Didn't expect her to be such a mysterious figure.
The Dendro Archon is somewhat of a recluse. Perhaps she just doesn't want to entertain visitors, which would explain the lack of information in the Akasha.
But then what can we do?
Paimon, what do you not understand? She clearly doesn't want to meet us.
No need to worry just yet. I'm only hypothesizing here. You could certainly try asking around and see if anyone else has ideas. And besides, you two should consider the bright side of things. Not being able to see Lesser Lord Kusanali may not be a bad thing.
Rohavi, if that's your real name. What do you mean it might not be a bad thing? Literally the entire reason why we came here was to meet this child of a lord. What's the point of us even being here if we can't meet her? Think before you speak, Rohavi. Unbelievable. Some people.
In this world, there will always be information you cannot obtain from the Akasha, and things you can never accomplish. Knowing when to yield is a form of wisdom.
No, it's called giving up, and giving up is only for weak people, Rohavi. And don't you dare say that I'm weak, because I'm not. Did you see the amount of Primo Gems I have saved up? I bet you never saw that much Primo Gems in your life. Do you know how much of willpower that takes? Because that's not something you can scoff at. That's all I'm saying.
Take me, for example. It's a miracle if my brain cells can spit out one paper every 3 years. But Tainari? That guy can publish 3 papers in just a single year.
That just means you're not as smart as him. I don't know what you're trying to say here.
Okay. Thanks for your advice.
Don't mention it. If you two ever want information about things like who's been promoted within the academia or relations between the 6 great sages, come find me.
So you're just like a rumor seller. Well, why didn't you say so yourself? Some people just need to go through hoops and bounds in order to get to the main point. Just wasting my time.
Hey, come on. This is a survival skill at the academia.
So being a snitch is a survival. Rohavi, I guess you never heard that phrase, snitches get stitches. You might now, because like, if you snitch on me, I'm just saying, like, you might wake up in an unfamiliar place. I'm just saying.
Oh, Paimon's expectations were pretty low, but this is so low it's like digging holes in the dirt. So what do we do now? Even if we want to talk to someone, we don't know anybody here. Huh? Like who? The Adventurers Guild has its own intel network. Let's hurry and find her.
Alright, let's go talk to our cyborg lady friend and see what she has to say. Catherine, I brought you some WD-40. I hope it helps you with your Intel CPU. Now give me information.
Abyssosk. Hello, Traveler and Paimon.
Catherine, we need your help with something.
Understood. The Adventurers Guild is always ready to serve you. With what do you require assistance?
We want to meet with Lesser Lord Kusanali. Do you know a way we can do that?
You two wish to meet with Sumeru's Archon. Understood. Please wait.
I guess she's computing. Need to wait a few minutes for processor to boot up. It's just gonna be like a Windows logo popping up on her on her forehead. It's gonna be like, welcome. Please enter your username and password.
I apologize, but I am unable to call up any relevant information in the Akasha. I'm also unable to locate any pertinent information in my personal memory.
God damn it. Do we need to install some Windows update on you, Catherine? Like, what the hell? Do we need to check Wi-Fi connection or something? Was the cable broken? I'm gonna need to file a complaint, Catherine. I don't know who your IT provider is, but I'm definitely calling them.
Aww, another dead end. Well, if Catherine can't help us, then we really don't know anyone else to ask now.
Please do not worry. I may know of someone who can help you two.
It's called Mac OS. It's a newer version.
In Sumeru, the Adventurers Guild does not serve as the vanguard of information. Rather, there are numerous active mercenary groups collectively known as the Eremites. They take on various contracts and work all across Sumeru, so they naturally accrue intelligence. An Eremite brigade called the Corps of 30 is in charge of Sumeru City's defenses. Not only are they the oldest brigade, but they are responsible for managing and coordinating the affairs of all other mercenary brigades.
Catherine, I really don't need to know that. Just tell me where to go.
Corps of 30? What a weird name.
Paimon, have you looked at your own face? Because you're the weirdest thing that ever existed in this godforsaken land, probably.
Supposedly, they are named as such because their ranks numbered 30 at their inception.
Fair enough.
Asphalt, an advisor with the Corps of 30, maintains good relations with the Adventurers Guild. Though he's already retired, he and his words carry great weight within mercenary circles. If you'd like to get in contact with him, you can find him at the Corps of 30's headquarters, the Citadel of Rexar. You're welcome. I wish you two the best of luck. We look forward to your exploits in Sumeru.
Catherine, you weren't too helpful.
Oh, right there we go.
What am I even paying Microsoft for at this point? Like, the Microsoft subscription clearly doesn't work. All those Primo gems wasted. Probably should need to switch to Mac.
Welcome. The Adventurers Guild told me to expect you two.
It's nice to meet you, Asfand. We'd like to ask you about something.
I see. So, Catherine's the one who sent you this way. Ha! It's true that the Eremites' network is vast, but even I can't help you meet the Dendro Archon.
Sure, Doc, if you want. Just after I talk to Asfand over here. If that's his real name. I doubt it, but that's a name and a half right there.
Wait, seriously? That's it?
Afraid so. The Eremites aren't terribly religious, so we don't know much about divinities. As far as the Akasha goes, we can access even less than you. We originally came from the desert. The gods there died off long ago. Since those days, we've used our own two hands to carve out a living. We don't beg gods for their aid.
Well, it's a good thing. I don't think you want to rely on somebody that probably doesn't care about you that much.
It isn't just us, though. If you ask me, I think most in Sumeru aren't interested in Lesser Lord Kusanali.
Well, I'm pretty sure that's a good thing. I'm pretty sure she's like 8. I doubt she cares more about anything rather than candy at this point, because children, especially young girls, probably care only about 2 things, and it's toys and sweets. I don't think it's a wise idea to put too much expectations on her, but that's just me.
Oh? Why's that?
Just take the Academia, for example. They're the ones who truly rule Sumeru. Although they believe in gods, most of them only care for the late Greater Lord Rugurtavara. In their eyes, she was the one who founded Sumeru and gifted us with the Akasha. Lesser Lord Kusanali just happened to inherit her legacy. Because of the Academia's influence, most citizens are more familiar with Greater Lord Rugurtavara and hold her in greater esteem. Not to mention that Lesser Lord Kusanali never makes an appearance, and the Academia never announces anything about her. As far as the people of Sumeru are concerned, she's just a god that exists. And that's all.
Fair enough.
Really? Aw. After hearing all of that, Paimon sort of feels bad for Lesser Lord Kusanali.
Ha! But who knows? We're all just guessing when it comes down to it. Besides, I'm sure the God of Wisdom doesn't worry about her reputation among people like us.
My man, I'm pretty sure gods don't care about mortals to begin with. I sincerely doubt they care whether you believe in them or not, but that's just me.
Alright, well, thanks for the info, Osfond.
No problem. Always happy to help out the Adventurers Guild.
Oh yeah, Doc, if you want to drop the UID, I can check you out.
Was right about most
I didn't mean it like that, but you know what I mean.
Not only are they not interested in the Dendro Archon, they even say stuff like, if the Akasha doesn't think I should know, then I don't need to know about it.
I think that's a fair point to make, because, like, you usually don't need to know that much. You just need to know what you need to know. Too much information is not always a good thing.
We've been asking for information non-stop ever since we got to Sumeru. But the harder we try, the more helpless everything seems. Isn't there at least one person in this entire city who cares about Lesser Lord Kusanali?
Oh, you two are interested in Lesser Lord Kusanali?
Yes, I am indeed, mysterious lady.
Huh? Who are you?
From the sound of it, you two are Outlanders who recently arrived here. You've been asking around for information on Lesser Lord Kusanali, right?
Indeed, Miss Detective. You're right on the money.
Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot to introduce myself. I'm Dunyarzad, one of Lesser Lord Kusanali's faithful followers.
So a cult leader. I see.
Whoa, really? Then do you know how we can meet with her?
I'm afraid I can't help you with that. But your conversation earlier did happen to remind me of a legend about the Dendro Archon. Sure. It goes like this. Long, long ago, there was a man who heard a prophecy. It predicted that a great calamity was about to befall him.
Is this talking about, like, the drop of cryptocurrency? Because that's a pretty big disaster, I do agree.
Panicked by what he heard, the man sought out the Dendro Archon in hopes that she would bless him with the wisdom to help him escape his predicament.
Are we talking about Elon Musk here? Because I have a sneaking suspicion.
The man journeyed across deserts and through rainforests and experienced tribulations of every kind. However, he still couldn't find any trace of the Dendro Archon.
I'm pretty sure somebody's just gonna roll out in Tesla in a second.
In despair, he thought, alas, the Archon has abandoned me. He then had no choice but to sorrowfully resign to his fate.
Okay, and then what happened?
And then they established SpaceX and went to the moon.
And then, the calamity came. But to his own surprise, the man felt somehow emboldened by the trials of his journey. By relying on his own strength, he managed to overcome the adversity. At that moment, a bird perched upon his shoulder. This bird was, in fact, an avatar of the Dendro Archon. She said, "O Archon Seeker, do you now understand? She and her wisdom have long been found by you. Along your journey, we were in every flower and blade of grass, every ray of sparkling sun, and every breath of dancing wind. So long as you continue to think and ponder, we'll be wherever you go."
That doesn't sound like a good idea. That just sounds like stalking to me.
Yeah, thanks for the story. Paimon feels all warm and fuzzy inside after that.
In a way, it seems like this story is also one of the Dendro Archon's avatars.
Dunyarzad, since you worship Lesser Lord Kusanali, can you tell us anything else about her?
Of course. So did you two know that, I'm terribly sorry, but it seems something's come up now. Let's chat another day.
Was the microchips malfunctioning? I knew it. She's went to execute Cold Red. I knew it.
What the heck just happened? It looks like they're searching for someone. Dunyarzad was acting super nervous just now. You think they're looking for her?
Chances are pretty high, Paimon. Like, I'm not a gambling man, but I would bet a fair amount of Primo Gems that they're looking for her.
This stinks! We finally managed to find a lead about Lesser Lord Kusanali! We can't let them get in the way now! Let's see if we can get rid of them. Then we can catch up with Dunyarzad!
Hey, have you two seen a brown-haired girl wearing a purple top and a long blue dress? We're looking for her.
Oh, she went that way. I mean, no. I didn't see her. Right, I didn't see her.
Did she have bandages wrapped around her wrists?
Yes, that's her. Did you see which direction she went?
Oh, she conveniently came from the direction you just came from. So well, that's pretty good, Paimon, if I do say so myself.
Yeah, she went that way.
Quick, after her!
I think we've fooled them, Paimon. I'm pretty sure we did really well.
That should keep him busy for a while. Let's hurry and find Dunyarzad.
Alright. But yeah, Doc, if you want to drop your UID, as I said, I don't mind checking out your Ganyu, if that's what you wanted me to do. This is my one, by the way. A clean level 1 Ganyu. Probably the cleanest level 1 Ganyu you'll ever see. Refinement 5 Twilight Fade. Or Fading Twilight. I can put something else, but I don't really feel like it. Artifacts wise, not the best. But not the worst. I have like a pretty clean crit rate to crit ratio. A little bit of energy recharge here and there. And a little bit of cryo damage. Pretty solid, pretty solid. Not too great, but she is level 1 after all. So yeah, that's my Ganyu, in case you were interested. Is it this one? I assume it's this one, dog. Alright, let's see. Donut. That's pretty good, pretty good. Clean level 80. I would suggest upgrading to 90, but then it's Kokomi, so it doesn't really matter. Pretty good, pretty good. Let's see, what you got here? Ocean. HP, okay. So I guess you're building here just as a support. Okay, okay, okay. Healing bonus, okay, okay. Not too bad, not too bad. I guess you just use her as a healer. You don't really do anything much with her, which is understandable. Minus 87% crit rate. That's pretty solid, pretty solid. Healing bonus 85, not bad. A little bit of hydro damage. I guess pretty good, 41. Pretty decent. What's her constellation? C0. Solid. Ooh, I would upgrade these to at least level 6 personally if I were you. Because like, I think Kokomi's worth it. I don't know about like upgrading your normal attack. I'm not sure why you did that. But definitely I would upgrade at least her jellyfish to like level 6. And her elemental burst. I think that would be good. I'll leave your Ganyu till the last since you said she was really good. Do you actually use Chi-Chi? Because like, I'm surprised if you do. Sword Ascension? No, it's one of those. I actually never seen this weapon before. So I never even found this one. I didn't even know it existed. But fair enough. I thought you built your Chi-Chi as a damage dealer for a second. Oh, I see. You just put like Zhao's ones. I see. So, I see you just waiting for Zhao. Fair enough. Because for a second I thought you building your Chi-Chi as a damage dealer and I was like gonna be like, damn, that's some dedication right there. Alright, fair enough. C0, you like to see that? You like to see that? Claire, I don't think you want Chi-Chi. Nobody does. And if you do want Chi-Chi, it's only because you don't have her. As soon as you get Chi-Chi, you'll realize why you don't want her. Just trust me. Just take my word for it. Because I gotta explain why Chi-Chi is not good, but like, you really need to play as Chi-Chi in order to realize why you don't want Chi-Chi, if that makes sense. Now let's see Ayato. Alright. 151. I would upgrade his ult as well. And I mean normal attacks you might as well. Because I think his E transforms from normal attack, so you kind of want both of them. Constellation C0, fair enough. You got the new set on him. Alright, let's see. Flower. Decent. Not the greatest, but decent. Crit damage circlet. That's alright. I know it's hard to get those. Hydro damage. Not sure why you're not upgrading it. It's only a level 6. I mean, it's not great, but you might as well do it. This one, not too bad, not too bad. I guess you don't upgrade them because they know like perfect. And I do get that. That's okay. Let's see your crit rate. Ooh, need a little bit more crit rate. Like, I would replace the circlet with crit rate one, if you have any. No, like, Claire, I'm not meaning like you can play as Chi-Chi. It's just Chi-Chi is not... Let me put it this way, because like, I might have made her sound to be like the worst character ever, which she probably is, but like, let me explain why. So Chi-Chi, right? You see her. You think that she could do damage, but she can't. And you think she can heal, but her heals are so inconsistent that like, she's not even that great of a healer. Because the problem with it, this bit only heals your active character, right? So in order to get healing from her, you need to actually play as a character that has no HP. Because even somebody like Barbara actually heals your entire team, unlike Chi-Chi. And her ult is not even that great either. So, the thing about Chi-Chi that she's not a good damage dealer and she's not that great of a healer. So you really don't want to use her that much. Like, if you have her, you can use her. I'm not saying you can't. But if you do use her, the chances are she's not gonna be that amazing for you. So, like, if you get her, right? When you look at all the other 5-star characters, like, just give me a second, Doug. I'll show Claire something. So when you look at all the other standard 5-star characters, so you have Keqing, you have Mona, you have Jean, you have Diluc, you have Chi-Chi, and now you have Tanari. In comparison to Chi-Chi, every single other standard 5-star character has a lot of use to them. Like, Tanari is really good, Mona is exceptionally good, Keqing became better with, like, Dendra, she's pretty good. Not the greatest, but pretty good. Diluc is good, like, he's not broken, but he's a solid damage dealer. And Jean is a solid healer, right? But Chi-Chi doesn't really have a role. She's not used as a healer, and she's not used as a sub DPS, and she's not used as a main damage dealer. So that's kind of the main reason why people think of her as the worst 5-star character. Is not because she can be used, but because if you do use her, she's not as good as even 4-star characters, because somebody like Bennett completely outclasses Chi-Chi, and he's only 4-star. Somebody like Shincho outclasses Chi-Chi, somebody like Shenlin outclasses her. Even Sucrose, like, there's almost every single one of these characters is better than Chi-Chi. Maybe not like Amber and well, I'll probably say even Barbara is better than Chi-Chi, to be honest. But that's basically the gist of it. Like, when you look at 5-star characters, you kind of want an upgrade to 4-star character, if that makes sense. But the problem with Chi-Chi is that she's worse than a lot of 4-star characters. And that's unfortunate when you think about it, because she's a 5-star, so she should be good. But, like, even Diona is a 4-star. She's cryo as well, but she's better than Chi-Chi. And they both do the exact same thing. They're both healers. But Diona is just better. So that, hopefully that helps, Claire. I don't know if I explained it very well, but that's kind of why you don't really want to, you know, get Chi-Chi. Because she's not going to be that helpful to you. Like, she will be fine if you want to use her, but she's not going to be too helpful. Yeah, I mean, as I said, the main reason why people clown on Chi-Chi is because she is bad, and because Genshin never fixed her. It's not because, like, people just don't like her. It's just because, like, character-wise, she's a fine character. It's just her gameplay is not good. And that's the main reason why people don't play as her. But yeah, back to business. Alright, let's see what else you got. Flute, respectable choice. Respectable choice. I do understand it. I was playing with Ayato on Flute for a while. Solid attack. A little bit of EM. Solid HP. But yeah, as I said, probably try to get him a crit rate circlet, if you can, at some point. And it should be better. Because, like, right now, your Ayato probably doesn't crit that often. So that would be my advice for Ayato. Let's see your Zhongli. Okay, you're building your Zhongli pure meat shield. That's fine. That's a respectable choice. I do understand that. Let's see your weapon. Black Tassel, that's respectable. If you have something like Favonius, well, actually, I guess if you're building him just as a shielder, I guess Tassel is fine. But if you want to build him in the future as like a sub DPS, use like Favonius Lens or even the Catch would be fine on him. Yeah, Tenacity of the Meal. I assume you're just building him for HP, so you don't really care about substats that much. That's actually a pretty good circlet for Zhongli, if you just build him as a shielder. That's pretty good Gobbler as well for shielder. That's decent. But yeah, I understand Zhongli is fine as a just HP. Nothing wrong with that. Let's see. Oh yeah, I forgot to check your constellation. I assume it's all C0, yeah. Yeah, they're all C0, that's fine. Oh yeah, talents. Oh, I see, so you don't even level up your planet. I would still level him up, honestly, even if you use him as a shielder. Because, like, the Meatball still does a lot of damage, even if you don't build him as a sub DPS. I think it's still worthwhile doing it, personally. But it's up to you, really. Let's see what else you go. Alright, let's start with a weapon. Prototype. That's respectable. That's respectable. Prototype is okay. 2000 attack, that's decent. Element Mastery 80, that's decent. Let's see talents. Ooh, triple crowned. That's respectable. That's respectable. C0 and artifacts. You use a charge shot build. That's fine. Let's see. Ooh, that's a really good flower. That's a really good flower. Let's see the feather. That's a good feather. Let's see. That's a decent sense. Not the greatest, but it's good. Cryo damage. That's okay. That's pretty good. Crit damage, energy recheck, crit rate. Yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. Let's see your ratios. 49. Ooh. I would build you a little bit higher with crit rate since you don't use Blizzard Strayer. I mean, 50% is not the worst, but like... Are you using... Let's check. Yeah, probably you can just replace this with crit rate, honestly. Because like the damage output would probably be the same since you don't crit all the time. Or you can use a Blizzard Strayer set, really, if you do want to just don't build like high crit rate. But 50% is on the lower side most of the time. Because like you would crit only once out of twice. And it's a good idea to have a little bit energy recharge on Ganyu. That never hurts. But yeah, your Ganyu is fine. As I said, the only thing that I would change is a little bit high crit rate. If you do want like consistent damage output. The passive? Does it? Wait. I forgot. Oh, you mean like the synergy? The cryo synergy or the... Actually, I forgot what Ganyu's passive does. I haven't played her for a while. What does it do? Oh, I see, I see. Yeah, I guess this one gives 20%, but... But wouldn't it be only after second shot? I honestly haven't played with Ganyu that much, so I'm not like 100% familiar with her. But I think if you're actually building like double cryo, maybe that's fine, because I think that gives you some crit rate, doesn't it? Affected by cryo, yeah. So 15%, I guess if you build her in a cryo team, like with someone like Diona, then it's fine, probably. As I say, it's been so long since I played with Ganyu. Like, I just wasn't aware of what she does that much. All I know about Ganyu, really, is that she uses charge shot. And that's all I know. Like, I only use Diona, really, more than Ganyu. Because Ganyu's playstyle is just not the most appealing to me, personally, because she uses just 2 one-dimensional attacks, for my personal liking. Oh, hey, Greg. I'm just talking to some guys, and we doing some... You just missed we did some account review.
Guess we can rest a bit.
Some people decided to flex on me, as they usually want to. And I gave them some opinion of my own. But yeah, just doing some summary questing again. I was just doing some daily stuff. Decided to do more of summary quest. I don't think you missed much. Where do I need to go? I got lost. Oh, I think I need to go here. Okay. Sure, Greg. I mean, I already reviewed yours, so I'm not gonna do it again. You can't flex on me twice in a row. That's not good. That's not a good thing. You can only flex on me once. I can't handle that much flexing. Because, like, I have nothing to flex on my own. Like, the most I can flex is my Diluc build. But my Diluc build is not even that good. And that's the problem. Because, like, Wait, I forgot to put the artifacts back. I was like, wait. Because I made my Bennett a damage dealer for a second. For a video, I was using Bennett. Where is it? This one. And this one. Give it back to my boy. What was it? But this is the most I can flex on, and it's not even that good. Listen, Greg, you can't flex on me all the time. I'm not gonna take it. Unbelievable. You can only flex so much on me before it's too much, you know? Have some shame, Greg. Come on. Let's see. But yeah, this is my best build, probably, and it's not good. It's just not. But I do have Wolf's Gravestone. And I can make a refinement too. If I really want to. Because I have this. But I'm not gonna do it. Because why would I? Listen, Greg. Put your 50 fragile resins away. Because somebody has 125 right here. Why everyone wants to flex on me today? Come on, guys. Like, I know I don't have much to show, but, like, I'm not that bad. Like, jeez. Cut me some slack. I'll use it for a video at some point when I actually have enough patience to do it. It takes too long. I mean, I'll probably do it with, like, some new character when I decide to pull them. I'll just spend, like, the entire resin cap that I have. I'll probably do, like... When Scaramouche comes out, I'll probably just dump everything I have on this account. And just get every single artifact for him. Because I think we're gonna get a new domain when he comes out. Probably. I think I already did Maximum Sakura on this account. I'm pretty sure I did. Because I'm pretty sure this account I go completed everything except Sumeru. I think I did. I'm not 100%. Let's see. Yeah, see? I have 50. So I did everything all in Azuma. Because I was pretty sure I did. I couldn't tell you, it's been so long. I just forgot completely. I think I just have all of these sigils from, like, actually completing the outstanding chests in, like, other areas. Because I think you get more than you actually need. Like, I still have, like, 2k of these Geo ones. And, like, 600 of these animal ones. And I just never use them. Because I don't know what to do with them. I have enough Moro on this account. So I'm just saving them in case I do need Moro in the future. Because, like, I think I can get a few mil with those. If I do sell them. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Just, like, probably farm... Like, how much is this? Around 8k? I probably will do a video where, like, I dump 10k into Scaramouche. Like, I'll just save up as much as possible. I mean, if you want me to pull on Stand and Banner, I can. It's not like I play on this account. It doesn't really matter. I probably won't get anything, because, like... I don't think I have pity. But, I mean, I can do it. I'm pretty sure I'm dry on pity, yeah. It's not gonna happen. I still have a lot of, Stardust to spend on this account. I still have like events to do on this account, which I might do tomorrow. Like, I still have this one, which I didn't complete. And I still have this one, which I need to do. Oh, hey, Zafir. You can just call me Lux. I'm cool with that. You don't need to write the entire thing. The main reason why I chose that name is because, like before, I don't know if you guys are aware, I used to go by Light. And I was like, that's a little bit too generic. So I just came up with that name on a whim. Because I was like, I'm a pretty chill person, so I'm pretty lax. And I saw what rhymes with that. And I saw Lux, since Lux is like illumination. And it's kind of light. So I was like, that's a pretty decent name. So I went with that. And that was kind of the entire idea of why I chose it. It wasn't like some grand scheme that I came up with. It was just like, I already had name Light, so I might as well just stick with it. Just use a different name, like word for it. I don't look at leaks, so I wouldn't know.
I still have a lot to do with the guild. How about you take a rest while I go back?
I mean, fair enough. I just came up with that, but I'll probably change it in the future anyway when I decide to do like the entire VTuber thing. Probably just came up with something. Because I thought about going by Kaiden, which I thought is a cool name. And it's also the name of one of my favorite manhwa characters, Kaiden Break. I don't know if you guys are familiar with who that is. But I really like that character. And I thought of making like a model based on him. But like obviously my own. I just didn't think of like what else. Like, because usually people do like double names. Like, they usually go, like pick one of the Japanese names and then just do like a surname. So I haven't thought about the surname yet, but that was kind of like my idea for now.
What? Another bad one? No, let me try again.
I guess I'll keep doing the thing for now. While talking to you guys, so it's not too boring, because I kind of got lost. What was I doing? I mean, on this account, I actually only changed the name recently. I used to go by Alucard, because I was a massive fan of Hellsing. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the anime. I mean, the names are fine, it's whatever. It's not like you can change it. As long as, like, the way I pick names usually, it's either based on something I enjoy, or based on, like, my own personality. I never, like, go with names just because of any other reasons. It's just either, like, sometimes I'll go with characters that I just like. Like, I used to go by Aizen back in the day. A lot just because I was a massive simp of Aizen from Bleach. And I would... I would used to, like, pick... you know, when you're like a teenager, you would use, like, profile pics for, like, social media with anime characters because you thought it was cool. And I mean, I still do, but, like... just back in the day, it used to be, like, a thing. Because, so I used to, like, pick, like, the characters that were cool. Because like, I wanted to be cool, so I was like, if I pick the character that is cool, it's gonna make me cool as well. That's not how it works, but that was my mentality. I was like, Aizen is cool, and I want to be cool. So let's use a cool character picture with a cool name. That's definitely gonna make me more cool. That was kind of like my entire thought process. behind picking names and profile pictures. I mean, I still think like that. It's not like something changed. It's just kind of reminded me of that for some reason. So it was fun. Oh yeah, putting X's in your name, that was a big thing back in like 2014 or something. I never done it, but I know like a lot of people were obsessed with like putting X's in their names, like usernames. That was like a massive thing. Or S's, like X S's, like that was a big like surge of those.
There you are, Dunyarzad. We thought you might have been long gone by now.
Oh, it's you two. Oh, you startled me there.
You can relax now. We threw those people looking for you off the trail.
Really? Thank you so much. Unfortunately, I believe there's still more of them out there looking for me. Uh-oh, looks like there's some coming this way.
I'm pretty sure you just should file like a restraining order or something, or equivalent, within Tejas. I'm pretty sure that would work.
Huh? More of them? Then what are we standing here for? Run!
No, wait, my body isn't in the best shape. It's difficult for me to run. Okay, sounds good. There's a tavern on the other side of the port we can go to. They probably wouldn't expect me to hide in a place like that.
All right, let's move out. Stay behind us. We'll keep an eye out for anyone looking for you.
Alright, fair enough. I guess we're gonna do some hiding for now. That reminds me of the Venti quest. I mean, as I said, like, the names that I usually pick is not any better. I would usually just use the names of existing characters. I used to go by Luscious a lot. Or like Light. In like a lot of games that I used to play. So that's why I chose like Light for my YouTube channel as well, when I first started. Because like, I think Light was the most I used in the games. And I think it was only because of Death Note. Like, I was a massive fan of Death Note when I was a kid. Because it was one of the first animes. I think it was actually the first like proper anime I watched when I was a child. And I watched Death Note, which I probably shouldn't, considering the themes of the series. But I think I watched Death Note when I was like 9 or 10. So, about 13 years ago, I'd say. And I was a massive fan of Light. Because he was like the type of character that I wanted to be. He was like smart. He was elusive. He was a little bit like mysterious. He was like always calculative. He knew exactly what he was doing.
Oh, they shouldn't be able to find us now. Wait, stand down, Dia.
Ooh. We're meeting finally the big mama here. I love Dea. Like, just, I don't know about you guys, but like, I'm really into like strong women characters in games. Like, just something about them really appealing to me. I wouldn't say I'm a simp. But I just say, you know, like, if Dea wanted to brutalize me, I probably wouldn't be able to say no. Claire, it's fine. I mean, have you seen Zhongli? Like, I can't blame you. Like, if Zhongli wanted to do the same, I probably wouldn't say no either. Like, I'm just saying.
My lady, who are these two?
They're travelers that I met on the street just a moment ago. They happened to notice that you were all searching for me, so they helped me hide.
I'm definitely putting there. I don't care how good she is or how bad she is. I'm definitely getting her. Just because of principles and because I may or may not want her to, like, you know, put me in my place. Because I think that's the type of character I want to play as. Because, like, the only other female character that felt that way about was Beidou. But Beidou is too outdated at this point, so... Listen, Greg, don't judge me, okay? Like, listen, you telling me you wouldn't let Dea have her way with you. Like, you seriously gonna tell me that? Like, come on, let's call black and white as it is. If Dea was there, right, in the same room as any of us, we wouldn't be able to say no. I'm just saying, like, that's just a fact. Like, we wouldn't be saying no. It just wouldn't happen. I'm not down bad. Like, come on, guys. I'm just saying. Like, I'm not a simp. Like, you might think I am, but at the same time, the only one I simp for is Zhongli, so, like, can you really blame me? Because, like, the only characters that I like are those that are incredibly strong, both female and male. And that's the only thing I care about when it comes to care. I couldn't care less how they look. If they're strong, then I probably like them. Yellen is another female character that I forgot about, but Yellen, the thing about Yellen is that she would put me in my place, but she would do it maliciously, and I don't like that. I like when I like to be put in place gently, okay? I don't want to be brutalized mercilessly. That's not something I'm into. Anyway, let's continue. I don't know why I started talking about that.
I see. In that case, you two should scram. There's nothing here for you.
Wait a sec! Who the heck are you? And why are you shooing us away?
I'm Miss Dunyarzad's bodyguard, here to see that she returns home safe and sound. My lady, let's get going. You've been gone for so long that your parents are worrying themselves sick.
And if I refuse to go with you?
I don't know if you want to refuse, Dea. I mean, have you heard what I just said? I don't know how to pronounce the name. Dunzad? God damn, I still keep thinking about what I just said. I can't even focus. Like, god damn. I can't believe I said that. Jesus Christ. I don't know what came over me. I'm usually not that thirsty, like, Jesus Christ.
It'd be easier for the both of us if you cooperated. But if you insist on not going, then I'll have to carry you like a sack of potatoes.
Greg, you said what you meant to say. Don't lie to me. I know exactly what you meant. I don't know, Greg. Like, typing is hard, I know, but at the same time, you can't really fool me, you know? You and I, we both of the same kind, like, you can't deny that. Like, Dea has one of the coolest sections, like, jokes aside, Dea has one of the coolest drips ever. Like, I really like this, like, mechanical aesthetic, like, armor. It's really sick, and, like, the belt is really cool. Earrings are pretty sick as well. She kind of reminds me of, like, like, one of those mecha characters, but in, like, Egyptian style. And it's really cool. Plus, I really like the cat thing she has going on here. It's really sick.
Hey! Dunyarzad already said she doesn't want to go back. Why are you still pushing her?
I don't climb. I'll let you know. I never climbed with Lisa even once. I'm proud about that fact. Like, you could say anything you want about me, but at least you can never claim me as a climber. Because I never climbed a cliff with a female character. I'll let you know. That's a lie, probably, and you probably can find plenty of evidence that I climbed a cliff with a female character, but for the sake of this argument, I'm gonna say, and I probably will regret this, that I never climbed a single cliff in Genshin with a female character. And I'll die on that hill. I only climb hills and steep edges with Zhongli. And I'm proud about that. God damn it.
Stay out of this. You don't understand the situation. Sorry, my lady. Even though I'm your bodyguard, your parents are my employers. I have to answer to them.
How much?
Now we're talking. Now we're talking. Like, come on. I need to know as well, just for personal reasons.
Wait, what?
Just tell me how much, Dea. Come on. Simple question.
How much more do I have to pay you to become your employer? So you never listen to my parents ever again. Double? A triple? Give me some time and I'll get that much.
Jesus Christ. You telling I'm thirsty. Look at her. Denziad is done bad. Even worse than me, honestly. She's whipping out credit cards straight up. Like, I can't blame her, but at the same time, like, come on. At least ease into it.
My lady, this isn't about Mora.
I actually don't know if she's like a cat. Because I think she has like a lion thing going on. But at the same time, I'm not 100% sure. Because like those ears are pretty strange. Because I thought cat ears usually like have fur inside of them. But these ones don't. They have like some sort of fractal thing going on. I mean, as I said, aesthetically wise, the hair is one of the most pleasing characters in Genshin, and you can't tell me otherwise.
I don't know what you think of us Eremites, but let me say this. I like Mora, but I'll never go against my principles.
Oh, those not real ears. Oh, I see. Maybe that's why. Because I thought, like, those look strange. I thought they were real, but I guess no. Because I thought she has, like, a lioness thing going on. Because, like, of her hair and stuff.
That's why I'm here looking for you. Sure, it's an order from my employer, but my conscience was also telling me it's the right thing to do.
Claire, if I could hire the hair as my bodyguard, I would do it. I just don't think I have enough money to do it. She's probably too expensive for me to afford, honestly.
And knowing your health, carelessly running around like this is gonna hurt ya. For the sake of those who love you, don't be stubborn.
No, you're wrong. I'm aware of my limits and I know what I'm doing. Honestly, the only people being stubborn right now are my parents.
Look, Greg, it's always better to just be honest with yourself. You can't deny. Sometimes you just gotta accept that, you know? Sometimes you just need a little bit of water in your life. That's all I'm saying. That thirst gotta be quenched. One way or another.
And I know perfectly well that it makes no difference if I'm at home or not. You still won't accept reality. And every time I bring this up, they just change the subject. Dia, you've been living with us a long time already. This should be old news to you. Dia, I know it hasn't been easy for Mother and Father, and I'm grateful for everything they've done for me. But there's someone else in this world I'm also grateful to. Because she saved me. The love I have for her is the same I have for my parents.
I honestly just stopped paying attention to the story about 10 minutes ago. I don't even know what we're talking about right now, if I'm being honest.
This is my life and my last chance. So I want to do something meaningful.
My lady, are you sure what you're doing now is meaningful?
Yes, I'm sure. At least, it is to me.
Fine, I won't ask you to return home anymore. But let me make something very clear. I'm only doing this because I respect you.
Oh, hey, Ja. Hope you're doing okay. You didn't miss much. If Chad tells you missed something, don't listen to them. They all lie. There was nothing shady going on. Everything is okay. We all having family-friendly chat over here. And, yeah, that's about it. There's absolutely nothing going on that you should be concerned about.
Thank you, Dia. Sorry for being so rude just now. My nerves were acting up. And I even brought up your payment in such an offensive way.
I mean, yeah, honestly, the story is pretty cool. The only thing that I'm kind of on the fence about is the fact that most of the NPCs, like if real talk, most of the NPCs kind of look the same. I kind of wish that they made like semi-important NPCs a little bit more like unique. Like what was that one character in Chasm? Like the one Densleaf kind of fought, the big like main god dude. Because that guy was looking actually really unique for an NPC, and I actually thought he might be a playable character for a bit until he got deleted. I wish they made more characters like that, honestly. But story-wise, yeah, she's really cool.
Don't worry about it, my lady. I did say that I like Mora. Besides, that's our next topic of conversation.
For me, it's 8, so I'm probably the earliest here. If you guys need to go to bed, I'm perfectly cool with it. Like, I'll probably be streaming tomorrow anyway, so it's perfectly cool with me. Like, just make sure you're not, like, needing to do anything tomorrow. Because if you want to stay, it's cool with me. Like, we can have laughs here and there, but, like, just make sure you taken care of, you know? So you don't have too much of a sleep lag, because my own sleep schedule is messed up to the point where I don't think I have any. Like, I go to bed so late that by the time I wake up, I might have as well not slept at all. So, don't do that. Try to actually take care of yourself. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm the first person to tell you that you don't need to sleep, but like, that's only if you don't want to live for too long, you know? If you want to live at least somewhat long, you kinda need sleep, honestly. Because I go to bed at about earliest 12 p.m. And that's on a good day. That's if I'm feeling good. And if I don't, it could be anywhere from 2 a.m. to 3 a.m. And I wake up by about 7. So it's not a very good sleep schedule. Well, the only good thing that tomorrow is Sunday, so I assume you guys don't need to do anything tomorrow. Probably, unless you have like a part-time job or anything going on. I mean, when I was in school, I used to sleep like not at all. Like, I would just go to school. I would not sleep for like 3 days in a row sometimes. And I would just go to school like that. And I would just sleep on the lessons. Because I would sit in like the back. So I would just lay on my desk and pretend like I was listening to the lessons. And I would just sleep. And that was about as far as my studying would go most of the time.
Today's little excursion caused such a ruckus that every single bodyguard at the estate was deployed. It wouldn't be easy to hide things from your old man.
I'm the first one to tell you this school is not that important, honestly. Just make sure that you don't like slack off too much. Because at that point you might get in trouble with like your parents or whatever. Because like, you obviously don't want to like cause issues, I'd assume. Because I was a type of person that would not pay attention in classes. But I still tried at least a little bit to not be like the least favorable student. Because like, if you find the middle ground with your teachers, well, like, they don't dislike you, but they don't particularly like you. That's kind of the best place to be. I mean, yeah, unless you're studying actually for something important, like, as Greg's saying, engineering or whatever, you probably should pay attention. But if you're someone like me that actually went to, like, business college, which doesn't really require that much of a study, if I'm being honest, not to diss on myself, but I'm just saying, like, you don't need that much of a study. You pretty much all you need is just a little bit of motivation to go to college. Yeah, I was lucky I'm not Asian, because if I had Asian parents, my ass would have been whipped on daily occasions with the way I behaved as a child, there's no way I would have end up the same as I am now. There just wouldn't be a chance. Because like as soon as my parents would have heard that I don't want to have a physical job, they would be like, what do you mean? Oh, Claire, so you're fairly young. That's a good thing. Just make sure that like you take high school as a chance to just like meet good friends and just have fun, honestly, because a lot of people like stress out about high school too much, and like for obvious reasons. You obviously don't want to like fail school, but at the same time, just don't prioritize only studying, because like if you do only studying, that's a fair way of like just hating school. Because I definitely made that mistake at some point. Like obviously don't slack off completely, but just make sure you have at least a little bit of fun to make some good memories. And you might make it like good friends for life. Like I personally don't have anyone from my school that I still keep in touch on. It's just because I never had like those types of friends. But I'd say yeah, like keep a good balance between like pleasure and studying. So like if you like games, like for example Genshin, let's just use that as an example since we are playing it. I'd say when you go to school, if you have like homework to do or whatever, I'd say do that and then just play games. Because like just don't, if there's one mistake that I personally did is procrastinate too much. I would like leave all the homework and all the other stuff almost till the last day, almost every single time, and I would just blast through it in the last day. And I would say don't do that, because that's too much stress accumulation. I would say like do it as fast as possible and then do whatever you want to do, because that's the best way of approaching it personally. Well, as I said, when you are a teenager, I understand that sleep is the least important thing you can think of, and I perfectly understand that. But usually just, like, as I said, if you actually don't want to sleep, like, my personal suggestion, if you want to, like, spend as much time as possible awake, the best way of doing that is a little hack for you guys there. Sleep on the weekends as much as you can. Like, go to bed early on the weekends, and just wake up early as well. If you go to bed early and wake up early, it makes you feel more refreshed on the weekends, and then you can just keep going to bed late on the weekdays, and you're not gonna feel as bad. Because like if you have a steady sleep schedule, like if you go late and you wake up early, but then you go to bed early and wake up early, and you just keep that as a constant, your body kind of gonna develop. You're probably not gonna feel amazing, but at least you're not gonna feel like you're dying. Because like I definitely felt that way for at least 80% of the time I went to school, and that's not a good feeling. I can tell from experience. I mean, Greg, it's tough to say because, like...
Definitely won't be your last escapade. Here's a little tip. You should at least make it look like your room and things are still in order when you leave. Also, you'll need someone to cover you for when you're out and about.
I didn't mean to press that, but as I was saying, basically, I would suggest... Like, I'm the only child, so I can't relate. But I'd say, like, just try to keep yourself happy, or if you get compared a lot. Like, as long as you're happy with where you are, you know, based on studies, I think that's the only thing that really matters. Because, like, if you care about other people comparing you every single time, you're just gonna live in the shadow of your brother, really. Like, it's a harsh truth, really, but it needs to be said. Like, you just need... How should I say this? You shouldn't completely ignore other people's opinion of you, but at the same time, you shouldn't let it get to you. Because if you let other people's opinion get to you, you're pretty much just gonna become what they want you to become, and you're not gonna be your own man or woman. So, just try to like find a good balance between a good feedback, because some people give you a good feedback. Like, for example, some comparison is good for you. Like, let's say your parents just try to motivate you maybe by comparing you to your older brother so you strive towards something better. That's not necessarily a bad thing, as long as it's not malicious, as long as they're not telling you that you're worthless or something, you know? Because striving towards better is not a bad thing, obviously, just as long as you not try to be a someone else, if that makes sense. As long as you own your own person, that's all that matters, really. Because, like, you're not gonna ever be, you'll never please somebody that just wants you to be like somebody else, because you'll never be like someone else. That's not really a plausible thing to achieve, because like every person is different. You're not, even though you related by blood, you're obviously not gonna be like your brother, because like your brother is his own man and you're your own. And like as long as you just strive to be somebody that you can be proud of, you know? If you're proud of who you are, that's the only thing that matters, really. If other people are not proud of you based on who you are, then it's their problem, really. Because, like, you just shouldn't worry about other people's opinion to the point where, like, it affects you, like, what you're doing. It's kind of my opinion. Like, I know it's not the best take, but I think it's a pretty fairly good way of approaching it. And I know, like, if it's your parents, obviously you can't just ignore what they're saying, because, like, they're your parents. You can't really say to them, like, shut up or whatever. But just try not to let it get to you. And just think about it as them trying to motivate you to be better. Just don't take it the wrong way, basically. As I said, I'm the only sibling, so I can't really relate to you guys in that retrospect. But I'd assume, and that's a big assumption on my part, that if you're a sibling with someone, you probably just have like a brotherly rivalry. I can't pronounce that word. Basically, you have a competition with each other. And that's normal, I think. That's probably every sibling like that. Like, you probably still at least have somewhat mutual compassion towards each other. At least I hope so. Otherwise, it's, you know, not the best. But as long as you guys just don't, like, beat each other on a daily basis, I think that's not a bad thing to, like... Because I'm pretty sure every single sibling hates their brother or sister at some point, at least a little bit. It would be really unusual if you, like, just love them. You know, just love them unconditionally. There's nothing wrong with them. That's rough, guys. Honestly. Like, I try to give you some advice, but like honestly, I just don't have that experience, so I just don't know what to say really. Because my best equivalent of that is having like friends that I disliked as a child, and not because I disliked them as people, is because they annoyed me greatly. And I think that's probably how you feel about your siblings most of the time, is because they annoy you greatly. But yeah, anyway, we go off track, like, immensely. Let's continue with this.
So, I'll let you hire me, my lady. This way, everyone wins. As for the pay, let's say half of what your father pays me. We can settle the bill when we return to the estate.
Okay, deal.
Yay! Looks like they've reached an understanding.
I'm fine, really. I just feel a little tired now that things have calmed down.
My lady, stop trying to look tough. We're already in a tavern, so let's rest up and grab some grub.
I'm sorry for worrying you two. If you don't mind, I'd like for you to join us.
I only just now noticed, like, the pants that the hair wears. I don't know if those are shorts or like just ripped up pants that she wears, but I kind of like it. It looks kind of sick.
Sure.
Not to bring it back to that topic, but I'm just saying.
Lord Kusanali.
I really like the music here. It's quite soothing.
Ha! Well, if it isn't Dia. Haven't seen you in nearly half a year.
I really like that voice. It reminds me of like those old tavern guys in like any MMORPG you ever meet. And, or like in any anime ever. It's like one of those like old overpowered dudes that just kind of hides their strength and just pretends to be weak. And then at some point just kind of goes off the rails and just show that he can like destroy half the tavern with just one punch. It's kind of the vibes that go.
Is that you're a bodyguard for the Homayani family now? Don't you find that kind of work boring?
Nah, you get used to it. How about a menu over here?
You got it, huh? Isn't this little Miss Homayani herself? We don't get to serve personages like you very often. We'll be sure to prepare our very best.
Thank you, sir, but there's no need. I don't have a lot of Mora on me, and I really ought to save as much as I can. But please bring these two the best food.
I'm telling you, Lambert is gonna be like the hidden character soon. He's gonna be like our teacher, who's just gonna like teach us like secret technique that he got passed from generation to generation to his disciple. We're just gonna unlock like our third eye all of a sudden. And just go like on the mountain hike.
Yeah, we're
To find ourselves.
grateful for everything you told us about Lesser Lord Kusanali.
How about our charcoal-baked Agelenach cakes? They're our signature snack, and they run cheap. Look, other customers over there are eating some now.
They look kind of burnt and dry. Paimon will pass.
Paimon, how dare you say that to my man Lambert? Unbelievable.
Hey, come on! Paimon has personal preferences too, you know.
I don't care really, Paimon. It doesn't matter. Have you seen Lambert? If I could switch you for him, I would do it any day, honestly. Like, if that was trade function, I would do it. Can you imagine us fishing out Lambert from the river? Him flying next to us. Like a 2-foot tall man. Just like flying above us. With Paimon's voice. Just... I can imagine that. It's like the funniest thing ever to me. I don't know why. Fucking cracked me up.
Well, remember when you asked me if I knew how to meet the Dendro Archon? Even though I don't know how, I think I've actually seen her before.
Huh? Really?
Listen, Sifik, don't tell me you wouldn't want that. We all would have wanted that. That would be 10 times better than Paimon. Oh, God. I don't know if you guys watched Fairy Odd Parents. You know Jorgen? That would be like that. That would be like a massive buff dude with like little fairy wings. That would be just like in an army suit, just floating next to us. That's what I want. That's what I want to replace Paimon. I would pay good money for like Paimon's skin to be just that. Like a massive 2 meter tall man flying next to us.
Yes, it was when I was a child. At the time, my illness had kept me bedridden for the better part of a year. I was stuck inside and couldn't make any friends, and my parents did their best to find treatments for me. But even then, the Akasha didn't have any helpful information.
Oh God, pretty. Yeah, that would be even better, honestly, now that I think about it. Just like a bare-chested man, like with a massive, like, deepest voice you can imagine, would be... you just fish him out, and he's just gonna be like, thank you for saving me. With like stoic face, like deadpan camera just zooms onto his Mac. Oh God, that would be the best. Genshin would have so much more fans if that were the case.
In a semi-conscious state for several days. Then one night, I woke up alone in my room. I was terrified. My body was paralyzed. Even if I cried, there was no sound. At that moment, an ethereal voice spoke in my mind. Dunyarzad, don't be scared. You don't have to cry.
Oh, that's something new.
Don't be scared. You don't have to cry.
Usually Genshin doesn't do, like, pictures. That's kind of cool.
Who are you? How do you know my name? How do I explain this? You might not be able to understand, but actually, I know everything about you.
That's kind of stalker vibe, but okay.
Really?
If somebody told me they know everything about me, I would run. That would be the first thing. I wouldn't be like, really? I would be like, run.
Of course. I know that you're scared of thunder, that you hate taking medicine every morning, and that you love counting the petals on your mom's skirt.
I don't know why you mentioned the last one. That's weird.
Wow, you really do know everything. Dunyarzad, is there anything you want? Want? Not really. I can't go anywhere or do anything.
I mean, this is the first time I actually saw Mihoyo or Hoyoverse, however you want to call them, actually put effort into designing the background character that we probably won't meet too much. Because, like, usually the way they do, like, side characters is they use, like, the most generic model possible and then just discard them and we never see them again. But this is, I think, the first time, unless I'm wrong, but I don't think I am. Except maybe that Chasm guy, as I said, was Dainsleaf. But this is one of the first times that they actually did that. And the picture looks like an original character as well, which is exceptionally cool. But yeah.
Huh? But aren't you a child? All children have wishes. Tell me what you want, and maybe I can make it happen. But can you make my illness go away? Oh. I'm sorry. But I'm not powerful enough to do that right now. Then, can you be my friend?
That's a weird turn of events. Asking for help and then be like, well, at least can you be my friend? I don't know if I would have gone there, but okay.
After that, the voice said, okay, I'll be your friend.
Like, I don't understand why they didn't make this character model like that picture. Just like older. Like, that would have been 10 times cooler, honestly.
Although my body was suffering during those days, that voice encouraged me and told me many wondrous things. Beyond my window was the flourishing Sumeru city. Beyond the city was a lush rainforest. And beyond that was the wall of Samiel, deserts, and all of Teyvat. Once I finally made it through that bout of illness, I couldn't hear that voice anymore. I told my mother about it, but she said that I must have been dreaming. But I know that that voice wasn't a figment of my imagination. Before that, I had never heard of Teyvat. Yes, for sure. If it weren't for that voice, I would have never grown curious about the outside world, nor would I have learned how to read and enjoy so many books.
I'm pretty sure you don't need to hear voices in order to learn how to read. Like, I'm not a scholar or teacher, but I'm pretty sure you can learn how to read books without hearing strange voices inside your head. Like, I'm pretty sure every single one of us didn't hear the voice in our head in order to learn how to read. It could be just me, though.
That voice sparked a desire for wisdom. It had to have been the Dendro Archon. I've been hoping for a chance to repay her kindness. In fact, I was running around today to help prepare the Sub-Zerus festival for her.
What's the Sub-Zerus festival?
It's Lesser Lord Kusanali's birthday, which was the day that she was found by the sages. It's actually an old holiday that originally celebrated Greater Lord Rukkhadevata's birthday. When she passed away, the holiday eventually became a celebration of the Lesser Lord's birthday.
I don't know, Sadvik. Like, some people take drugs to do that. Like, I'm just saying, like, you don't need to talk to gods in order to realize how to read. I'm just saying, it could be just a bad trip, for all I know.
I heard everyone was overjoyed when they welcomed her back to Sumeru. In those days, the festival was a huge deal. But because of the Academia's influence, people have gradually lost interest in the festival. The Academia actively participates in Sumeru's many holidays dedicated to Greater Lord Rukkhadevata. But when it comes to the Sub-Zero's festival, forget any funding. They practically act like it doesn't exist.
Oh yeah, Claire, have a good one. Have a good rest if you're going to bed, or have a good the rest of the day if you're still doing some stuff. Feel free to join us any other day. I'll probably be streaming, well, probably around, actually this time right now, on the weekdays, because I have work obviously, but yeah, should be about this time. And for weekends, I probably will stream longer, depending on when I have time and whatnot. But yeah, have a good one. Let's continue.
Maybe they see Lesser Lord Kusanali's birth as confirmation of Greater Lord Rukkhadevata's death, so they're reluctant to celebrate it.
Aw, but that's awful.
It is. It's absolutely terrible. Sure, the Greater Lord founded Sumeru, but hasn't Lesser Lord Kusanali been the one quietly protecting us for the past few hundred years?
Just remember that we're still out in public. Don't get too carried away now.
Every time Dea speaks, I'm like, I'm listening. But at the same time, I'm not, if that makes sense, you know? Like, she could be saying anything and I'll be like, yes, yes, yes indeed. I do agree.
I know that people over by the Grand Bazaar still hold the Sub-Zero's festival to this day. But I hadn't met any of them before, so I was never able to contribute.
Like, if she said, we should probably conquer Sumeru right now, I'd be like, yes, yes, we should. We should indeed.
But recently, I made a friend there who also follows Lesser Lord Kusanali. I gave her my savings because I want her to throw a wonderful festival this year. That's the least I could do for Lesser Lord Kusanali.
Hold on, my lady. Does this friend happen to be Nilu, the one who sends flowers to the estate?
Yes, that's her.
I saw her leaving the other day with a nervous look on her face. It seemed like she was hiding something in her arms. Did you give her something?
Yes. Initially, I didn't have much more prepared, so I had Nilu sell one of my skirts.
Why? Like, it's other ways to get money. Why? I don't understand. Like, these people, why are you so obsessed with skirts? Like, you like looking at them and you like selling them. Like, you might as well just become a tailor at this point. I don't understand the weird fashion with skirts here. There's some weird stuff going on. I'm not sure I like it.
I've agreed with Nilu to meet up at the Grand Bazaar today and see how things are coming along. Dia, would you accompany me?
Sure. That's quite the trip, though. I'll carry you.
No, that would be too much, even for you.
You might as well just accept the lift. If I let you walk, who knows how long it'll take us. And if anything happens to you, then I'd really never hear the end of it from your father.
But of course. Nilu will be thrilled to hear there are more people interested in Lesser Lord Kusanali.
I like how Diluc just sits there like, yes, yes, indeed. Like, Diluc never has his expression change from stoic. Like, that's his default expression and never changes. He just called me off guard. Oh.
Sorry I'm late, Nilu.
Oh, Dunyarzad. It was taking you so long that I assumed you got trapped at home, but you made it in the end. Uh-oh. But if Dia's here, that means you got caught, right?
You could say that, but everything worked out. She's on our side now.
Not completely.
Oh, and who are these two?
Oh, meet the Traveler and Paimon, my two newest friends. They're visitors who just arrived at Sumeru City and are looking for information on Lesser Lord Kusanali.
So you're followers from another land?
Nilo sounds like somebody just forgot to crank up the gain on the microphone. just sounds fun to me.
That's wonderful. You two absolutely mustn't miss the Sub-Zerus festival. By the way, Dunyarzad, we've already started decorating the Grand Bazaar. It looks spectacular, thanks to your generous contribution.
You're very welcome. It's the only thing I could do. Do you still have enough Mora?
How much does this skirt sell for? Like, it couldn't be that expensive. Like, Jesus Christ. How much Mora can you sell for one? How much Mora can you get for one skirt? That's all I wanted to know. And what the skirt is made of. Because those are the questions that I don't have answers for, but I do want to know about. And I probably will never know. That's unfortunate.
Probably? But don't sweat it. We've already finished renovating the stage. Come on, I'll show you.
Wow! This place is amazing!
It is pretty sick, honestly.
Not bad. Last time I was here, the stairs were full of holes.
The stairs were nothing. A little while ago, we discovered that the tree above the stage had a huge chunk of bark ready to fall off. Mr. Zubair was worried sick. We reported it to the academia many times, but they never sent anyone to deal with it. We didn't want anything bad happening, so we were going to cancel all the stage performances.
Oh yeah, dog. I mean, I just thought about it, and it just felt like a more interesting way of going about things, because I either had a choice of like getting a camera and doing like face stuff, and I just thought about it like it would be more tedious and it would require more work, since then I would need to care about how I look and what I dress as, so I look presentable. But if I do the VTuber stuff, then I don't need to care about those things, and I can just do whatever, you know? And it's easier to do longer streams that way, because like it's more exhausting to do on camera than it's to do like VTuber style, if that makes sense. I'm still on the fence about it, but I'll probably do it.
Oh, probably because it was the theater asking.
The academia looks down on performers like us. They probably think it would be best if the theater closed down completely. We can't let that happen, though. Not only would everyone involved in the theater go hungry, but then we wouldn't be able to hold the Sub-Zerus festival anymore. Thank the Dendro Archon for Dunyarzad. With the Mora she gave us, we hired someone to patch up the tree, and we also gave the stage a much-needed makeover. The stage is going to be even prettier when it's festival time. I can't wait for you to see it.
And I can't wait to see you on the stage. You've been practicing so long already. It's almost time for your dream to become reality.
It's our dream. I'll do my best for the two of us.
Nilu, what are you gonna be doing at the festival?
She'll be dancing the dance of Sub-Zerus, the most important performance at the Sub-Zerus festival.
Dunyarzad, have you told him the origin of this holiday?
I only told them about the Greater Lord and Lesser Lord so far.
Okay, then I'll tell you two about how this holiday came to be.
It all started with a big explosion. I think we're gonna go there now.
According to legend, The
Never
Sub-Zero's
mind.
festival was originally the Goddess of Flowers' birthday celebration for the Greater Lord. A long, long time ago, on one of Greater Lord Rukkhadevata's birthdays, her friends threw her a celebratory banquet. Some of the gods got drunk. One started playing music, and the Greater Lord started singing, so the Goddess of Flowers began to dance. As she danced upon the grass, countless beautiful padisaras began to bloom wherever she stepped. Those brilliant purple flowers became her dazzling stage. All the gods clamored, "Oh, if only time could stop at this very moment." Of course they did. When people mention the gods, they always think of the Archon War. But Sumeru's gods also had happy times. Although they aren't around anymore, they're preserved in our tradition of dance. This outfit I'm wearing is apparently based on how the Goddess of Flowers looked. Though we're just tiny people compared to the Divine, we still have to do our best to make sure that the birthday girl feels loved on her special day.
Nilou, you of all people will definitely be able to convey our well wishes to the Dendro Archon. I also noticed that you went the extra mile and scattered padisaras around the stage.
They symbolize the Goddess of Flowers, after all. It's just a shame that all the real padisaras went extinct after her death.
Yeah. The Greater Lord brought forth padisaras in memory of the Goddess of Flowers, but she ultimately could never truly replicate that beautiful purple.
Thinking about the Goddess of Flowers dance makes me wish I could have seen it. If my stage were anything like that, I'd be thrilled if I had just 2 real padisaras on the stage. So, Traveler and Paimon, what do you think? Interested in the Sub-Zero's festival? Will you two be coming?
Definitely. Definitely will be coming. In one way or another. I'm just gonna leave it at that. And don't question me.
All of Lesser Lord Kusanali's followers will be there for her birthday. It'll be a good opportunity for you to learn more about her.
Ooh, Paimon thinks that's a great idea! Hey, come on! There's nothing wrong with enjoying a festival. Besides, it's Lesser Lord Kusanali's birthday! She'll be happy to have more people who are celebrating it.
So how about we all attend the Sub-Zero's festival together?
Dunyarzad, let me show you which stage decorations we've picked out so far. Traveler and Paimon, if that doesn't sound interesting to you, then feel free to explore the area. Everyone at the Grand Bazaar loves Lesser Lord Kusanali, and we're all looking forward to the Sub-Zero's festival.
In that case, we'll take a look around.
Fair enough. Let's see. Oh, I guess I need to talk to these people.
Things are really shaping up, and there's a buzz around the festival this year. We're expecting people from all over to come by this year and buy things during the festivities.
I'm pretty sure your name should be Farhad. It should be Fabio. Was the way you look. But sure.
Don't be fooled into thinking that Sumeru City has the best of everything. Some festival snacks are only offered here in the Grand Bazaar. And when it comes to musicians, dancers, or singers, the Grand Bazaar's got the best of the best. Sure, those folks at the Academia might not like it, but what's a festival without song and dance?
I'll leave Dea for the last, because I do have a few things to say to her.
Dancing at the Sub-Zero's festival. You know, I also danced when I was younger.
I bet you have, Granny. Come on, get with it.
As a child, I even asked my grandmother why we performed the dance for the Lesser Lord when it was originally done to honor the Greater Lord.
Grandma, I really don't need to hear about your great grand story. But come on, just let's get it with the main points.
My grandmother said
God damn it.
Greater Lord Rukkhadevata is a beloved deity and honored by all. And Lesser Lord Kusanali is too. If the goddess of flowers ever knew Lesser Lord Kusanali, then she would certainly have wished to be her friend and hold celebrations for her too.
I swear, what is it with all people and them telling you about their whole goddamn life story whenever you ask them anything?
The Sub-Zeru's festival has been losing its appeal over the years. That is, until a wealthy benefactor stepped in this year and brought the festival back to life. I heard she forked out a lot of mora to make it all happen.
Oh, I didn't know, Greg, you actually make videos. I might check them out later. See what you're up to. I'm pretty sure that wealthy lady is Nin 1, but I'm not 100% sure. Or maybe Dory, actually, now that I think about it.
What's with your yellow hair? And why do your clothes look so funny? Are you an Outlander? Did you know that the Sub-Zeru's festival is about to happen? There'll be loads of fun things to do at the festival. But the best part is when Ferris, the Knight of Flowers, passes out candy to everyone.
Huh. Revamping the stage for the festival couldn't have been easy, that's for sure. I bet this year's festival will be one to remember. I don't know much about the Grand Bazaar, but I do know that the residents here have a penchant for song and dance. Two things that the Academia doesn't particularly approve of. Oh, and the perfume sold around here is a lot better than what you'll find elsewhere. The fragrances are longer lasting and they're gentler on your skin and...
I'm pretty sure you're not talking about perfumes right now.
I mean, that's what I've heard at least.
I bet you have.
Milu, your outfit looks amazing. There's also something different about you from when we first met up.
I thought I'd add a little extra pizzazz to my dress for the festival. See?
Wow, did you sew all that yourself?
Uh-huh. Sewing is a fundamental skill for everyone in the theater company because we make all our own costumes. Did you know that Mr. Zubair not only can make costumes, but props too? I've noticed that you can't keep your eyes off that crown over there. Would you like to try it on?
May I?
Of course. The legends say that the Goddess of Flowers had beautiful horns on her head, so this crown was made to reflect that. Dunyazad, you look absolutely stunning with it on. It's like I'm looking at the Goddess of Flowers herself.
I'm pretty sure there's something sus going on, and I'm feeling like a third wheel. So I don't think I should have heard this conversation, because I'm pretty sure I know where it's gonna go. So I'll probably just back off and just watch like from the nearby bushes or something. Yeah, Paimon agrees, see?
Is that who Paimon thinks it is? It looks like Catherine.
Oh, hey Todoroki, hope you're doing okay. Just doing some summary quests.
Huh. Come to think of it, Paimon's only ever seen her behind the counter at the Adventurers Guild. This is the first time we've ever seen her taking a break.
Well, Paimon, androids need some time off as well. Like, they're still people, at least somewhat.
Hey, Catherine.
Huh? Oh, hey! It's the Traveler and Paimon. What's shaken?
You wouldn't want a robot uprising, Paimon, so you gotta respect androids. Otherwise, we're gonna just end up in a post-apocalyptic world, Jesus Christ, where we're just gonna become like Catherines for robots. We're just gonna be like standing behind the counter and answering the questions. And you wouldn't want that.
Whoa, break time Catherine sure sounds a lot less formal than usual. Paimon Paimon was still waiting for her to say Ad Astra Abyssosque.
Sure. Standing behind the counter at the Adventurers Guild doesn't require any complicated functions.
I actually saw a keyhole at the back. I don't know if that's important, but I did see it. So, I guess there's something going on.
But saying and doing the same old things over and over again can get pretty monotonous. Like watching the same Fontaine movie day after day. But take you two, for example. You travel across Tevat to enrich your lives and gain new experiences.
Well, we enjoy traveling across Tevat and all that, but we're mainly looking for clues about his sister.
Yes, and you should keep searching. Sometimes the answers we're looking for aren't necessarily at our intended destination. Instead, they're found along the way.
Huh. Haven't we heard someone say something pretty similar recently? Anyways, what brings you out here, Catherine?
Probably looking for the nearest Wi-Fi hub to just recharge.
No, not particularly. I guess you could say that I'm loving the recent atmosphere here. If festivals bring happiness to everyone, then that's where their true value lies. Oh, it looks like it's about time for me to be heading back now.
Alright, we'll see you next time at the Adventurers Guild. Oh, by the way, thanks for connecting us with the Eremites. We've already made some great friends in Sumeru City thanks to you.
I'm sure you two will get along well with the people here. You've already been blessed by the element of Dendro after all. See you around.
There's something really different about Catherine today.
Hey, Traveler. Paimon.
Oh, hey, Dia. What's going on?
I've got something to tell ya. My lady knows you're looking for ways to meet Lesser Lord Kusanali, and she's been trying to come up with a way to help you. Well, I have an idea that might help.
Are you serious? We'd love that!
It might not necessarily pan out, so don't get your hopes up too much. I'll need to take you two somewhere and ask someone some questions.
I don't like the sound of that there. Because I'm not sure it's probably gonna involve me tied up somewhere in a dark, like a warehouse, and I don't like the sound of that, honestly. Because knowing you there, whenever there's somebody you need to go and meet, probably involves tying them up. It's just hunch, but I'm pretty sure that's what's going on here. I could be wrong.
She's feeling a little worn out at the moment. Nilu's found a place for her to rest. After I take my lady home, let's meet in front of the Citadel of Regzar.
Sounds like a plan. Let's head over to
Sadly, can't blame you. I mean, who wouldn't? Let's be real here. Where is it? Oh, there. Okay. But yeah, I mean, if they listen, if they wanted to tie me up, I probably would resist a little bit. Not much, but I would at least try. I would say, like, no, please don't do it, in the most passive-aggressive way possible.
Took some convincing for the master.
And then I would just let the fate take its course, as I say.
Anyway, I guess I should be thanking you. I haven't seen Miss Dunyarzad that happy in a long time. If it wasn't for you two, she probably would have been caught and dragged back much earlier.
You sure sound a whole lot nicer than when we first met, Dia. Who would have thought you had such a soft spot for Dunyarzad?
There ain't nothing soft about Daya. Have you seen her abs, Paimon? What are you talking about?
It's called being a professional. I'm a bodyguard, and I work for whoever's paying.
Look, Dia's blushing.
Paimon, this is the right way we're gonna get tied up. I'm just saying, like, you gotta tone it down.
Listen, you two.
What did I tell you? We're literally gonna wake up, like, tied up to the ceiling of some, like, abandoned building. And and they're just gonna... I'm not gonna finish that thought.
I don't expect to be working for Miss Dunyarzad very long, but I hope to finish things on a positive note if possible. Let's cut the chit-chat and head into the Citadel. We'll see if the person I know has a way for you two to meet with the Lesser Lord.
Probably because she's as smart as one, Todoroki. That's probably why.
Oh, hey, Chief.
Ha, Dia! What are you doing here? And well, didn't expect to see you three together.
I take it you all know each other already?
Mm-hmm. We met this morning after the Adventurers Guild pointed us to Osfon for more info.
No kidding. Huh. So, where's Ruksha? I thought I'd help these two out by asking about the theft. Anything you can tell him?
Ruksha's gone over to the Academia. The Grand Sage recently ordered Sumeru City to begin bolstering its defenses, so people from all over have been called back to the city. Since you've already mentioned the theft, I suppose I might as well tell him what we know.
Appreciate it, Chief.
Theft? Sorry, what the heck are you guys talking about?
Just recently, the Academia lost something, and there's a chance the item is connected with the Dendro Archon. This case might just somehow help you in meeting her.
I suppose that's one way to look at it. But if you ask me, the case is more about the Academia than anything else. Let me fill you in. The Academia recently sent a convoy to pick up an important package from Aru village. Word got out, and the convoy was robbed on its way back.
Smells like a conspiracy to me.
The Grand Sage took the whole matter very seriously. Not only did he dispatch the Matra, but also enlisted our help in the search for leads. All we know so far is that whatever was stolen is currently in Port Ormos.
I feel like soon we're gonna meet the comedic genius himself. We're gonna listen to a stand-up of a century.
You two have heard of Port Ormos, haven't you? It's the largest commercial port in all of Sumeru. You can travel there by leaving Sumeru City and heading south along the river. The Academia's grip isn't long enough to reach all the way to Port Ormos, so the city's a little more laid back, meaning the population's also a mixed bag. You never know who you'll meet there.
Apparently what was lost has a great deal to do with the Akasha, knowledge, and even the gods. I'm afraid I don't have any other details for you, though. If you're interested, maybe you could head to Port Ormos and ask around yourselves. If you want my advice, try introducing yourselves as students of the Academia once you're there.
Are you serious, Chief? All the Academia students are in Sumeru City, you know. Why should they pretend to be students in Port Ormos?
If you're also interested, just go there and see what happens.
Count me out. I've got plenty of work to do here for the Homayani family.
Daya, what do you mean? I thought we're gonna be like water and fire. We're gonna be like sticking together like oil and water. Like rope and me, you know? We're just gonna be together forever. What do you mean? Are you flaking out on me like that? Come on. I thought we gotta be together forever, and you're already leaving me for someone else.
And take it from me, if you two really do decide to visit Port Ormos, you'd best watch your backs. Let's just say that the Eremites there aren't nearly as friendly as those here in Sumeru City. There are even some extremists who go around shouting slogans like, "Retake Sumeru for King Deshret." Word is that more and more are joining their movement. They're becoming a real headache for Chief and the others.
You bet they are. King Dishret's been dead for thousands of years. Now they start spreading rumors of his return. Ridiculous.
Ah, goddamn. Once again, those goddamn spammers. Just give me a sec, guys. They always come for some reason. Oh, yeah, no worries, Sarok. I mean, you don't need to be, like, super knowledgeable about Genshin, to be honest. I'll try to make it as beginner-friendly. I'll try to explain, like, stuff if it's too complex, to the best of my abilities. If you have any questions, just feel free to ask me. I just try to, like, joke around, but if you actually want to know something, you can ask me. I don't mind helping out, if I can. As I say, I'm not the most knowledgeable, but I'll try my best to help if I can.
Not everyone's like you, Chief. Even the desert natives who abandon their homes in the wilderness still wish to have a god of their own. Well, Traveler, that's about all the information we have for you.
Thanks, Dia! And you too, Osfond!
No worries, no worries. I'm always happy to help if somebody has a question. And I'm sure if I can help, some guys in the chat probably can help better, like Greg, like the Admiral Duck. He is pretty knowledgeable in the game as well. So he can help you if I can, probably. And he's usually lurking here in the dark shadows. Pops up every now and again whenever there's something thirsty going on.
Since we've gathered all we could for the moment in Sumeru City, let's head to Port Ormos and see what we can find next.
Miss Dunyarzad is looking forward to seeing you both at the Sub-Zeru's festival, so be sure to get yourselves back here in time for that. Good. Then we'll see you both at the Sub-Zeru's festival.
Plus, we kinda are on the equal grounds, because I never played Sumeru either, so it's all new for me as well. Which is why I wanted to do it on stream, so I can share it with you guys. So we can experience it together, I guess, if you haven't already. Oh, it's a pretty long one. I kinda wish Genshin had, like, mounts of some kind, instead of just gliders. Like, if we can ride one of those, like, transporting bison things that Sumeru has, that would be pretty cool. Just because running is so annoying sometimes, especially if you need to go to, like, new locations. Like, I would pay good money to have, like, either Boris or, like, Davalin as a mount. That would have been sick. Or at least, like, a little pet. Probably should unlock this. So it's a bit easier to move. Because, like, Genshin has these kinds of, like, little pets like this bird. But I want, like, a big one. Oh, right, I forgot about that completely. Yeah, thanks, Advic. I haven't played Sumeru in a bit. I think I played last week, only. I kind of forgot that those, like, glowing gold things allow you to teleport. Ooh, that's a pretty big one. Imagine fighting something like this. I hope we're gonna have, like, a boss fight where we just have to fight, like, giant robots like this. Imagine, like, one of those just, like, walking on the horizon. Just as a regular enemy. We just have to fight it. That would have been awesome. Because, like, in Genshin, we don't really have, like, massive enemies. And I think that's what would have been really sick. That would be, like, massive giant robots or, like, dragons just flying around. I mean, Naria probably will have like those massive robots going on whenever we get there. If we do get like Dane Sleeve to finally talk about. Because I think the way they probably will introduce it will be like a flashback of sorts. Like we go back in the past or something. And like meet actual people who were there. You know, it'll be like massive robot fights. Because like, imagine having a mecha fights. Like you and your friends just get into one of those giant robots and just like fight each other. I think that would be PvP in Genshin. Oh, hey Doc. Welcome back. You didn't miss much. We were just thirsting over there as usual and doing some questing. Port Osmos has one of the coolest soundtracks in Genshin. Like, I already heard it because I played with Greg no longer, Admiral Dak, as you guys might know him. But yeah, he showed me like this Port Osmos soundtrack, and ever since I heard it, I just put it on just to vibe to it. Like the other night, I just put it on for like, I think I put it on for like 5 hours. And I was just like reading manga to it. And I was like just headbanging the entire way. And I was like, nice.
Come and have a good look.
It just keeps like, and I found like a remix of it on TNB like channel. Who is like the person, I'm not sure if they like a girl or a dude. But they make like a remixes of soundtracks for Genshin. And some other games I think. And I found like a remix for it. And that one is a little bit more like epic. And I kind of just put that on, and I was just like headbanging the entire day, and I was like, nice. I also listened to it on my way to work, like whenever I commute. I would just like put it on, and just kind of like a distraction. It's really cool.
You've got a deal. I can't thank you enough for always looking after my business.
Believe me, I'm not making this up. Several Eremite mercenary groups are nearly in open conflict, but does the core of 30 care? And that's not all. Did you know that...
Oh yeah, the composer is quite insane. Like, I looked at his some other works, and he makes like bangers. Like, he doesn't have a single soundtrack that is bad. Like, the guy is pretty talented.
For the largest port in Sumeru. Maybe it's because of what Dia told us earlier, but Paimon can't seem to shake the feeling that there's also danger lurking in these crowds. Ooh. Let's get our bearings so we can start looking for leads. We know that whatever the Academia lost is related to the gods. But other than that, we don't have much else to go on. Osfun told us to try posing as Academia students while asking around. Paimon checked the Akasha on the way here, and the Academia doesn't seem to have any research facilities in Port Ormos.
Because, like, to me, before I heard Port Osmos, I thought Jean Lee's trailer had the best music in the game. Because, like, before that, I would, like, just listen to Jean Lee's theme on repeat. And, like, a little bit of Raiden Shogun in between, because I really like that one as well. But, like, Port Osmos just blew it out of the water for me.
Paimon doesn't get it. Won't we look even more suspicious going around saying we're Academia students and asking about the stolen item? Well, given all the people that come through here every day, if there's any information to be found, Paimon bets we could find it in the market. Let's ask around and see what we come up with.
I guess Zhao's theme is pretty cool as well. especially like the epic version of it. But the Zhao's one is a little bit hit or miss, depending on how you feel, really, because it's really like intense, and you're not really in the mood for it. But the best music, to me personally, is those that are like you can listen when you're in any mood and still feel like it's a nice soundtrack. And those are pretty rare, honestly. Like, if you find one of those, it's like, I usually just save them in a specific playlist, and I would just listen to it on repeat whenever I don't have like a particular mood. Because to me, music, I usually associate with whatever mood I'm in. So like, I have music that I listen when I'm wanna like encouragement of sorts, like when I game or whatever. And then I listen to music when I'm just like wanna chill. And there's music when I feel like a little bit down or whatever, just to bring me up. Because I think music has a really, really powerful potential of like sway your emotions. And if you use it right, it can really like boost the experience of whether it's games, movies, like anime, whatever. Any media, really. So I really like the good music. I really appreciate it. Raiden's Palace, I don't know. I guess let's check it out. I'm not exactly sure what it is. Because, like... Let's see what it is, because I don't remember. Oh, it's that one. To be fair, it's not bad. I actually haven't realized it because like I rarely go here. But it's actually pretty cool because it's like a mixture between Raiden's theme, I think, but it's less, it's like toned down. I do like it. Because like Inazuma tracks are really awesome as well. Like, the only tracks that I'm not, like, particularly, like, have any strong emotions in, it is Mondstadt ones. Just because Mondstadt ones just feel like light music, you know? They don't really have too much emotions behind it. Like, they're still fine. It's just, because, like, Leeway tracks usually have, like, a very heavy, yet kinda balanced theme behind, like, more refined, if that makes sense. And Inazuma is like fast-paced, like quick to the draw type music. And Sumeru so far is kind of like a mixture between the two, if that makes sense. Like some music is really like fast-paced and some like tone it down. Like I'm not a music nerd, like I don't know technical aspects of music, but I do appreciate like good music whenever I do hear it. I wish I knew more about like the tones and like the beats and stuff like that, so I could explain what I think about it, but I'm not that knowledgeable. But yeah, I really like this music. It's actually quite fire. It has like a very... Because like the difference between day and night one is actually quite big, because the night one is more of a Raiden's theme, and this one is more of a... like a light flute. Mixed with Zeta, like the instrument they use. It's kind of like a xylophone, but not really. I forgot the name of it. It's like Chinese one. I think it's Zeta or something like that. But yeah, it's pretty cool. Actually, I've never been here to listen to music, but it's pretty interesting, honestly.
Welcome, welcome. How can I help you too?
I mean, yeah, that's what I meant. Like, that's why I love Zhongli's theme so much, just because it's like a banging theme. Like, it gets you pumped up, you know? Like, it's for a reason one of the most popular, trailer reveals. Not because just Zhongli is awesome, but because his music is really cool. But yeah, it makes sense, because, like, Leeway is like stones, so it's hard, and Inazuma is like light, so it's more like fast-paced and fluid. And Dendro so far, and like for Mondstadt, since it's wind, it's more like carefree. It's like in between fast and slow. Ooh, for me personally, it's tough. It's tough because if you ask me when I started, it would be Diluc, because Diluc had a special place in my heart. But the thing is, I haven't played with him in ages because I haven't played on this account for a while. So nowadays, I'd say it's Zhongli, but I wouldn't say he's my top. I think it's probably Kazuha as well. Like, I have to agree with Sadvik, but it's only because Kazuha just... I love his character. I love his personality. I love his backstory. Like, Kazuha has one of the most like heart-touching stories I ever seen in Genshin. He has such an incredible character development that's like unlike any other. Because like Zhongli, unfortunately, we don't see a lot of him. Like his story was good, but it wasn't like the greatest. But I love Zhongli as a like if we isolate the character. Without the story, without the background, without any of that, it's just as a character. I'd say Zhongli. But if we take everything into account, I'd say Kazuha is my personal favorite as well. Just because I love everything about him. There's literally no single flaw I can say about Kazuha. And I can say a few flaws about Zhongli. Like, for example, he talks about tea too much. And sometimes it gets annoying, honestly. Like when he talks about wine 20 times a day. It just kind of gets a little bit old. But with Kazuha, I don't know. There's nothing really that annoys me about him or I dislike. So I'd say yeah. And from female characters, like if we talk about female characters, I'd say my personal favorite is Eula. Because I really like it's obviously annoying that she talks about vengeance half the time. But I really like that she is her own woman. And she tries to prove to everyone that she's not defined by her family. Her story quest is really cool. And I like that she always tries to take the blame for like her family mistakes. So she pretends to be evil, like to regular people. When in reality, she just tries her best to prove that she's not like her ancestors and whatnot. So she doesn't support slavery. She doesn't support any of like negative connotations. And I really like that about her, because like a lot of other characters don't really have that much of a, not really motivation, but more of like personal belief strong enough that moves her forward. So I'd say from female perspective it's Eula, and from male perspective I'd say it's Kazuha. No, I'm not saying like Zhongli doesn't have any story development. What I am saying is like, we don't see Zhongli as often. We just see him as like this awesome god guy who like is too detached from the world to really like pay attention. Like he obviously shows up a lot. He shows up in like a Chasm story. He shows up in a lot of flashbacks. He shows up in every single like Archon quest almost. So like he has a lot of story development, but the problem with Zhongli is that he's too detached. Like he doesn't feel, almost doesn't feel human, because he doesn't show a lot of emotions, if that makes sense, you know? Unlike Kazuha, because Kazuha goes through like sorrow, he goes through anger, he goes through like emotional connection, development, he goes through grief, like. Kazuha just has so much behind him that like it's really, really hard to compete with that type of story. And he also has one of the most fun and amazing gameplays, in my personal opinion. Like, he has just such fluidity with anyone, really. Like, it's really, really hard to compete with that, in my opinion, as I said. It doesn't mean that other characters are not as good as him. It's just like, for me, personally, he'd like go really attached to me. So yeah, that's kind of my opinion. Sorry if I went a little bit too long. Just so I'd share my thoughts on it.
like to ask you a question. Do students from the Academia ever come to Port Ormos?
Of course. Especially around this time of year. Students from Sumeru City that are about to graduate often come to Port Ormos to cut loose a little. Many people often talk about how hard it is to get accepted into the academia, let alone graduate. But those who finish their studies and go on to become full-time researchers at the academia have it even harder. Sure, we may not be Sumeru City, but Port Ormos offers beautiful scenery and a stress-free environment. Some even say it's good luck to come to Port Ormos, so students and researchers come flocking here when things get to be too much at the academia. Ah, you see over there? Those are students from the academia. They've been looking worried and miserable ever since they got here a few days ago. If you ask me, the life of a merchant is better. So long as the Akasha teaches us what we need, then life is good.
Those students seem to be discussing something. Let's see if we can listen in.
Alright, time to spy on some children. Let's see what they're up to.
It's no good. I've tried asking around, but I haven't been able to learn anything useful. Not to mention that a bunch of scary-looking Eremite mercenaries have been posted along the streets now.
There's been a lot of fighting between the different Eremite factions in Port Ormos. If we choose to move on our own, then it would be wise to steer clear of them. Especially the group that's constantly shouting some stuff about King Deshret and some resurrection. I've even heard that the Citadel of Regzar is starting to get fed up with them. What was that group called again? Ein something or other?
They're called Ein El Akhmar. Today, I heard that the thing we're after might be in their possession at the moment.
Wait, come again?
Don't you see? Many of the Eremites in Port Ormos deal with trading this kind of thing. They're usually pretty wary of outsiders, but not so with students of the academia. It's because the kind of goods that students are looking for aren't the kind of goods that Eremites are after. As long as they know you're a student, then deals can be made. I've heard that Ein El Hakmar likes to set up shop at the Jafar Tavern. Supposedly, if you're willing to part with 500,000 Mora, they'll give you info on anything.
Wait, did you say 500,000? If information alone costs that much, then how could we ever afford to buy what we're looking for? I guess we might as well give up on trying to graduate this way.
I wouldn't worry too much. Our field of research is very niche. Who else could possibly be after that kind of shady knowledge? I bet it's practically worthless to anyone aside from us.
Some shady business going on.
Well, I guess that makes sense. Then the only thing left for us now is to find a way in. Why don't we all just pool our money together and pay for the information?
Whoa! Did you hear that? A niche field of research and shady knowledge? It all sounds pretty suspicious to Paimon. Is knowledge something people just buy and sell like that?
Paimon, you know you can buy books, right? I don't know if that's like mind-blowing to you, but like you can just go to like a bookstore and buy a book. Or look on the internet, I'm just saying.
So, what's our plan? Wait, didn't you hear what they just said? Buying information is going to cost us 500,000 Mora! Have you lost your mind?
Paimon, I'm pretty sure I have like 26 million. What are you worrying about? 500,000 is not even a drop in a bucket for me.
Oh, alright. Paimon never thought she'd agree to parting with that kind of Mora. But if you know what you're doing, then we should give it a shot.
Paimon, I never know what I'm doing. You shouldn't trust me on anything. If anything, I don't even trust myself, really. I'm not exactly sure where I'm going. Oh, I see. It's probably somewhere here. Oh, hey, Satvik. I probably will end stream actually soon enough, because we've been streaming for a while, and most people already left anyway. So I'll probably just finish up tomorrow, just to make it. Plus, I'm a little bit tired. It's been already almost 4 hours.
You should really
but yeah,
with you
no worries. Have a good one. I'll catch you tomorrow if you have time. But yeah, I guess, guys, I'll probably end it for today. And I'll continue doing this quest tomorrow, probably. I should start streaming probably the same time tomorrow. I'd say at about 4 to 5 GMT. I'll probably post like a community post tomorrow when I'm gonna start streaming. And yeah, it was fun, guys. We had some good laughs. We had some interesting conversations. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you all tomorrow, hopefully. If you have time, feel free to come by and we'll hang out, have some laughs, do a few quests here and there, and hopefully have a good time. But yeah, I'll see you tomorrow, guys. Bye-bye.